How's it going, guys? Oh my god, weird intro. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Bittersweet. Oh god, another sad fic. Me gusta. Alright, so I just got done reading a club fic, Twy and Me. I probably upload this in order. Yeah, Twy and Me. I then listened to some, Screamo, Death Metal, Avenged Sevenfold, etc. And now on my way to something a little bit more sad, something that'll touch me in my heart. I'm gonna do every bit of it, um, all the parts, the final, the epilogue, and the alternate ending. So this is a sad fic. It's a the infamous Pinkie Pie getting diabetes story. It's primarily sad, but also kinda grim dark. So I'm gonna leave that open for now. Alright. Bittersweet Part 1. Okay. Diabetes is a terrible thing. Rainbow Dash slammed through Pinkie Pie's window, knocking the cookie from her friend's mouth. Pinkie, you can't. You know what the doctor said. Just one more binge could kill you. Pinkie looked up at her friend, smiling with tears in her eyes. She gave a weak laugh. It's okay, Rainbow Dash. I'm not afraid. Rainbow Dash settled down on the floor, blinking at a crunching noise beneath her hooves. She looked down, a look of horror spinning over her face with all the crumbs. And it's not like one cookie would have made much difference now anyway. Son of a bitch. Not a pony, I'm reading it right now. Tim is grueling. Cool. Oh, apparently Not a Pony would never live read Bittersweet. Damn, son, you got balls. I sure do, sweetheart. I should say Not a Pony say hi because you're live right now. Lol. Now I'm not in a Skype call with him. I've got balls of steel. Pinkie, what have you done? Rainbow Dash sped to turn the room apart, looking for that needle thing the doctors gave Pinkie. I already used that yesterday. It was torture, Rainbow Dash. Terrible. Can you imagine it? What if you suddenly weren't able to fly anymore? What if Applejack suddenly became lame? I couldn't help myself, Rainbow. It's gonna be okay, Pinkie. You're gonna be okay. We'll need to get you to the doctor. They can fix this. We can make you better. Pinkie looked at the floor, mane hiding her eyes, laughs starting to sound more like sobs. Oh no, no, fuck. Oh man, this referenced My Little Pinkie when the guy goes like, yeah, can you do me a favor, Pinkie? Can you hold me a bit? I keep laughing, but it's not working as well as I used to. Oh my god. Fuck. Oh man, more manly cheers. No, I'm just kidding, but that's awesome. Can you do me a favor, Dash? Can you hold me a bit? I keep laughing, but it's not working as well as it used to. Rainbow Dash took a hold of Pinkie. Don't worry, Pinkie Pie. I'll get you to the doctor as fast as I can. Just stop talking, okay? Save your strength, please. Pinkie let out a weak cough. Hey, Rainbow Dash. God damn it, damn it, Not a Pony. Why you referenced all those things in My Little Pinkie? You make me sad. Epic switch. It was truly a beautiful day for a party. Ba-dum-tsh. They'd spare no expense at this time. All the beautiful decorations covering the event. They'd held it outside, of course. And a surprising amount of people had come up for it. Ponies! Dash could even see the balloons from here. Pinkie Pie had always the best parties, and this was no exception. Dash usually sped into Pinkie Pie's parties with great enthusiasm, ready to play pranks on whatever unsuspecting pony that happened to walk into them. However, today was different. Instead of gliding excitedly towards the party grounds, Dash proceeded with a slow trot. A tight knot wound itself into Rainbow Dash's stomach, making Dash feel slightly sick as he made her way towards the party. "Thanks for coming, Dash," Pinkie said, trotting alongside her friend as soon as she saw her. "I know you didn't want to come, but which is kind of weird since you had always loved to come to my party, ready to play a prank on some pony like the hot sauce and the punch prank. I always loved that one." Oh boy. I didn't read that right. "I know you didn't want to come, which is kind of weird since you always loved to come to my parties, ready to play a prank on some pony. Like the hot sauce and the punch prank. I always love that one. It's always so funny. And you're always so funny, Rainbow Dash. Even when you're in a grump like right now, which is fine, since any pony can be grumpy sometimes, except for me, because if I was a grump, I wouldn't be able to have a super duper tastic family was able to huge party all the time. And look," Pinkie said, bouncing in her step, "you got all dressed up." Oh, man. Rainbow Dash laughed to herself. She didn't like to get dressed up. Wasn't her kind of thing, but today she done it for Pinkie. "Yeah, well, I guess it's the least I can do for you." Pinkie just smiled at her response, but very suddenly her expression changed to one of worry. "Listen, Dash, there's something I need you to do for me." "Sure thing, Pinkie," Dash said as she stopped in place, surprised at Pinkie's uncharacteristically mellow response. "What do you need? I'll get it done super quick." "You need to forgive me for what happened the other day." Pinkie tilted her neck down so that she could look up at Dash, smiling at her sadly. "Dash, you've always been my best friend, and I know that you tried your hardest, so no more frowny frown face, okay?" Pinkie Pie Dash just laughed again in response, shaking her head from side to side in disbelief. "You are so random." "Yeah, yep, yeah. Yep, yeah, Oh, yep, yeah, Pinkie said, smiling. "So you'll try? For me?" Yeah, fine," was the only thing Dash could muster, smiling back. If only so it would shut her up. "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'll fuck you up!" Oh boy, I'm scrolling up. Unable to think of anything else they could say to each other, they simply stood there for a while, sharing a moment together. But before too long, was interrupted by the sound of footsteps coming up from behind him. Embarrassed to be caught in such a way, Dash lifted her head back up, smiling at her best friend Pinkie Pie. "So, aren't you going to get started?" "On what?" Twilight Sparkle's voice asked from somewhere close behind her. "On the party," Dash turned around, grinning. "You know, chowing down, singing songs, playing pranks, bouncing around, making sure everyone's having a good time. The whole routine." For a moment... Oh, wait. What the hell? For a moment, Twilight looked at Dash with concern. "Where do you think we are?" Dash's smile faded as she looked at the purple pony. The way her mane was combed, so neat today. The way she was all dressed up in formal wear, just like Dash was. Slowly, Rainbow Dash turned around to look at the party. All the people who had gathered here today, the beautiful decorations all centered around the basket, with the 3 balloons tied to one of its handles. It was truly a beautiful day for a party. Only one thing was missing. Pinkie Pie was gone. What? What the fuck? Rainbow Dash was lounging around on a cloud, blankly staring into space. The funeral ended some time ago, and Dash fled the scene before any pony could see her cry. Aww. After all, she was Rainbow Dash, the toughest, fastest flyer in Equestria, and if other ponies saw her cry, it would destroy her reputation. Rainbow Dash did what she could to hold back her tears during the funeral, but she was still unable to stand it when they lowered Pinky's casket into the ground, causing her to hide away in this cloud ever since. Oh, that's so sad. I cried like hell on my grandma's burial. I was just many manly tears were shed. Oh, you're so stupid, Rainbow Dash, the pony said, muttering to herself. You're Pinkie Pie's best friend. You should have caught her sickness before it got so bad. With all the sweets Pinkie Pie ate on a regular basis, it shouldn't have been a surprise to any pony that she contracted diabetes. Ponies usually couldn't handle their sugar, and it seemed that Pinkie Pie quickly burned through all the sugar with her randomness. Pinkie and Sweets together seemed normal. Twilight sparkled with her books, or Fluttershy with her animals. No pony thought they'd need to stage an intervention for Pinkie, and it was that mindset that caused this tragedy to happen. By the time Rainbow Dash and the other ponies had found out that Pinkie had diabetes, it was already too late to heal the disease with magic. Pinkie had long passed the point where she could be easily cured, hiding her illness the entire time not to make any pony worry about her. Rainbow Dash shook the thoughts of Pinkie out of her head. What's the point in worrying over what happened in the past anyway? What happens, happens, right? It just totally wasn't in her style to dwell on the past. She was Rainbow Dash, speeding forwards into the Wonderbolts and into the future, not letting anything or any pony slow her down. Yeah, when shit's happened, you gotta let it go. Giving this pep talk to herself, Rainbow Dash sped out of her cloud to do some exercises. If she spent all day moping around, her spot in the Wonderbolts would disappear. Dash flew up in the air over Equestria, reaching her peak height, and then performed a nosedive straight to the ground. Come on, Rainbow Dash, just as always, show Equestria who's the greatest flyer around here. She prepared her wings to maneuver around the clouds and spin them around, when suddenly the image of Pinkie Pie's frail smile came back in mind. I keep laughing, but it's not working as well as it used to. Dash shook her head to get rid of the voice in her head, but by the time she plunged headfirst into the cloud, breaking her momentum. Rainbow Dash tumbled clumsily out of the cloud and roughly planted her face into another cloud right below her, and another, and another, and another. Before she knew it, she already hit the ground. What's wrong with me? Dash muttered, throwing herself back into the sky. If I can't pull off a simple maneuver like that, I'll never get into the Wonderbolts. Frenetically, Rainbow Dash flew through the skies again, attempting to skillfully weave around a row of clouds. Can you do me a favor, Rainbow Dash? Can you hold me a bit? Rainbow Dash repeated her previous maneuver, crashing through a series of clouds before painfully landing back onto the ground. Why can't I do this? Rainbow cried out angrily. Alright, one more time. She sped back up in the air, even higher than she did previously, the harsh wind stinging her eyes. She was going to do it. She was going to perform a sonic rainbow. As soon as she hit the highest the pony could go, she dived right down towards Equestria. Rainbow Dash sped as fast as she could, pushing her wings to the absolute limit until she could feel the sound barrier giving way to her speed. Hey, Rainbow Dash, The sound barrier suddenly ricocheted Rainbow Dash away from the ground, launching her straight into a faraway cloud with its force. Darn it! Rainbow Dash huffed angrily at the cloud she landed on. Why can't I do my normal tricks? Why can't I do a sonic rainbow anymore? Why? A steady stream of rain started falling down the cloud she was on. Why did the party have to end, Pinkie Pie? Nah, I'm softened up though. I definitely am. Alright, part 2. I'm guessing this is gonna take like another hour or so. It's been a long night. It's already been a week since the funeral, and life in Ponyville had seemingly... Wait, who's watching? Oh, an anonymous user. Cool. It's already been a week since the funeral, and life in Ponyville had seemingly gone back to normal. Derpy Host delivered the mail every day. Bonbon and Lyra could be seen chatting in front of the bakery, and all in all, everything seemed perfectly fine. However, as some pony looked closer at the scene, they would notice less spring in Derpy's steps, a more hushed conversation from Bonbon and Lyra, and a much more solemn atmosphere overall. The loss of Ponyville's party pony struck deep in the hearts of every pony in Ponyville, even in the ponies that barely came in contact with Pinkie Pie. But it was the ponies closest to Pinkie Pie that felt the most loss. You know, if I would go in Equestria, I'd become, if during Bittersweet, I would become the new party pony, you know? There's nothing wrong with a good party from time to time. Where's that cotton-picking, striped-maned Pegasus? I thought there was supposed to be a rainstorm today. My crops need watering. Applejack stormed down the street in town, stopping each pony as she passed. Y'all seen Rainbow Dash round here? How about you over there? You three? No? She stamped her hooves in frustration, moving over towards the library. Twilight, Spike, either of y'all home? The door opened and a tired-looking purple unicorn stepped out. Applejack, what's up? You seen Rainbow Dash? It was supposed to rain today, and I ain't even seen a drop. Twilight sick, shaking her head. I haven't seen her since, she seemed a bit distracted since then. Applejack's expression softened. I'll go talk to Fluttershy. Oh, wait, that's not Applejack. I'll go talk to Fluttershy, AJ. She can go check on Rainbow Dash, and it'll give her something to do. She was pretty broken up, but it's taken it well. I guess her time with animals has shown her to deal with such things. Applejack nodded. Thanks, Sugar Cube. Listen, gotta go back to the farm. I got lots of watering to do, so I'll see you around, right? Southern accent, really difficult. Twilight nodded, waving a hoof as Applejack wandered off. On her way back, the farm pony paused to look at Mr. and Mrs. Cake's bakery, black ribbon hanging across the door. With a cig, Applejack shook her head and continued home. Sad face. As soon as Applejack left her sight, Twilight Sparkle sigged and stepped back into the library to stick a bookmark inside the book she had been reading. Ever since the funeral, Twilight shut herself up from the rest of Pony Society, occupying her mind with studying textbooks. It's already been a week since the funeral, but Twilight could still picture the funeral as if it had only happened a couple hours ago. How many more books are you going to read until you go outside, Twilight? Spike asked as he picked up some more of the stray books Twilight left strewn around the floor. I know it's tough, but you gotta lighten up a while, you know? It's already been a week after all, and Princess Celestia wouldn't want to see your favorite student moping around. Spike, Twilight stopped herself before she said anything venomous to Spike. Because he was a dragon, albeit a baby one, he was built with tougher stuff than the average everyday pony. Besides, he wouldn't throw away his dragon pride to openly mope around like Twilight Sparkle and the other ponies. Twilight sigged. Yeah, you're right, Spike. But you have to understand that these things take time to get over. And no, not every pony can be as tough as you. Well, Princess Celestia didn't send you to Ponyville to hide away all day. You should be outside with your friends. Yeah, I guess. Twilight magically inserted a bookmark onto the page she was on, and then promptly shut it closed. Derp. I was going to head out right now, anyways, to see how Fluttershy's doing, so you can clean up all this mess, okay, Spike? Spike grumbled. Yeah. Twilight let off a small giggle. It was good to see some normalcy, but despite the somber atmosphere that hung around the library. Twilight Sparkle took a deep breath before going off on her way towards Fluttershy's house. Come on, get down, you stupid apple, Applejack yelled, repeatedly smacking the apple tree with her hind hooves. Why you gotta be so damn stubborn? Oh God, I have to do Big Mac again. You've been working awful hard the past days, AJ. Shouldn't you be taking it a bit easier? Asked Big Mac, switching the piece of hay he was chewing on to the other side of his mouth. Won't do any any pony no good to burn yourself out. Oh man, my voice is fucked up. Damn it. Who asked you anyway? Snapped Applejack, finally knocking down that single apple. I'm just fine. Now where's that watering can? I've got work to do. Get out of my way. She stomped off, barely missing, bumping into Apple Bloom. Some pony's got to make sure this farm keeps going. Applejack, Big Mac, what's wrong with Sis? Apple Bloom asked timidly. She's yelling all the time these days. Big Mac gently patted the young filly's head with one of his hooves. Nothing to worry your little head about. She's just got a lot on her mind. Does it have anything to do with Pinky's vacation the other day? Big Mac smiled nervously. He told Apple Bloom that Pinkie Pie was going on a vacation in a while, not wanting Apple Bloom to deal with the harsh reality of death just yet. He chewed slowly on his piece of hay, debating whether he should tell Apple Bloom the truth or not. When finally, yup, AJ's just kind of worried about Pinkie Pie. I'm sure she'll be back to normal. I'm sure she'll be back to her normal self in no time. Now, why don't you go play with your friends while and let AJ work? I can't do his voice anymore. No. Apple Bloom nodded and trotted away to go play with the other Cutie Mark Crusaders. As Big Mac saw her off, his heart tightened at the thought of breaking the news to a little filly like Apple Bloom. He knew he couldn't hide the truth from her forever, but once he started lying about Pinkie Pie, it became harder and harder to bring himself to tell Apple Bloom the truth. Big Mac's sick. I'm just gonna read it in my normal voice. I can't do voice anymore. It can't be helped, I guess. I just have to find the right moment to tell little Apple Bloom. Twilight Sparkle took her time trotting over to Fluttershy's house, taking in the fresh air of Ponyville. It has been a while since she last stepped out of the library, and the fresh air did improve her mood just a little bit. Although the large black ribbon tied around the cake's bakery painfully reminded Twilight of Pinkie Pie's absence. The greetings is to the muffins. Every pony's favorite male pony suddenly came crashing down in front of Twilight Sparkle, causing Twilight to recoil in surprise. The muffin stuck on tree falls down to the grass. Oh, hi Derpy, Twilight said nervously. She didn't really interact with Derpy Hooves that much, considering Spike handled most of her mail, but she did know that Derpy was a really kind male pony with an unfortunate disability and a strange manner of speaking. Not that those things ever got in the way of her job, of course. Derpy was as diligent as a male pony could get. Salutations is to the muffins. The sun and moon fly away many, but rainy sprinkles hail down on sparkles. LOL! Sure, Derpy. Twilight could never really make heads or tails of what this male pony was saying, and it gave her a headache to even try. Listen, Derpy, I'd love to chat with you for a moment, but I really have to go someplace, so if you have something important to say. Important is the rainy skies, fly away sprinkles with the sun and moon, party over but heart goes on, muffins to the good feelings. Party, are you talking about Pinkie Pie? Pinkie Pie? It's been so long since she said Pinkie's name that Twilight stumbled over her words. Derpy nodded enthusiastically in response. Sprinkles fly away, but sugar still in heart. Good feelings to the muffins. Derpy reached into her mailbag and pulled out a muffin. Farewell to the sprinkles with sun and moon, but helium stay with the muffins. LOL! She placed the muffins in Twilight's hooves and flew away as suddenly as she came. Salutations is to the muffins. Twilight Sparkle had no idea what just happened, but looking at the blueberry muffin in her hooves, she thought Derpy just tried to comfort her. Tears welled up in Twilight's eyes, thinking about how Derpy comforted her regardless of the fact that they barely talk to each other. She's a really kind male pony, Twilight said to herself as she nibbled on her muffin. Oh God. There you are, darling, called a familiar, sophisticated voice. You're just the pony I was looking for. Is that a muffin you're holding there in your hoof? Wiping the tears from her eyes, Twilight Sparkle turned around and smiled meekly at Rarity. Yeah? Twilight quickly downed the rest of the blueberry muffin Derpy handed her. What's going on, Rarity? Well, I do believe I found a way to clear up all this dreadful dreariness around here. Of course, it would take a fashion genius such as moi to come with such an elegant way to cheer every pony up. That's great, Rarity, Twilight perked up, looking hopeful. What's the idea? Looking at one of her hooves, Rarity let out a slight laugh. It's laughably simple, really. I can barely even take credit for this thing. Who's the best at cheering other ponies up? I asked myself. How I thought on this. And the answer came to me as I was looking for a shipment of fabrics I had obtained. Who's more cheerful than Pinkie Pie? I said to myself. Twilight's smile drooped slightly. But, Rarity, Pinkie is... Yes, Rarity interrupted. But what if you could fix that? Come on, Twilight Sparkle, I'm willing to pay anything you might want, and I'll go get you anything you need to do so. Rarity, what are you saying? Letting out another hefty laugh, Rarity looked Twilight in the eyes. It's simple, really, darling. I'd like for you to bring Pinkie back to us. Twilight's smile faded to nothingness as she shook her head. Rarity's smile cracked just a bit. Come on now, Twilight Sparkle, let's not be selfish here. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. You're the most powerful pony in Ponyville after all. Surely with your magic you'd be able to... Twilight cut her off. I'm sorry, Rarity, but it's not possible. I may be good with magic, but even magic has its limits. I'd like to see Pinkie again as much as the next pony, but... Well, what about Princess Celestia? You're on good terms with her, darling. Surely you can write a letter to her and... Another shake of Twilight's head. If it were possible, don't you think I would have tried that already? Don't you know how many ponies try to ask Celestia to bring some pony back? Even how powerful she is. It's beyond her ability. As much as it breaks my heart to say this, ponies should be left to rest. Rarity shook her head, then huffed and tossed her mane out of her eyes. Well, now we will see who Pinkie's real friends are, Rarity, No, it's fine. Keep your little secrets, Twilight Sparkle. You may have given up, but I'm certain there's a way. I just have to find it. And if you won't help, I'll just have to find out a way myself. Good day. Turning and lifting her nose to the air, Rarity trotted away. I hate it when she's like that. Twilight Sparkle looked after the purple and white unicorn, debating whether to follow her or not. Shaking her head and wiping the tears forming in her eyes, she refrained from following the other unicorn. Bringing back the dead was something every pony thinks of doing one day, but given enough time, they'll realize it's the best to let sleeping ponies lie. Rarity does need some time to accept the fact is all. Rarity let out a sad sigh and continued on her way to Fluttershy's. Hopefully she won't be too depressed. That Twilight Sparkle, Rarity said to herself in a huff. I can't believe she didn't even consider my idea. Honestly, you'd think a pony like her would do anything to help out one of her friends, Rarity said. Maybe I was asking too much of her. After all, Twilight Sparkle really is the type who would do anything to help one of her friends. The dearie probably wasn't lying about not knowing a spell to revive Pinkie. But still, I can't believe she wouldn't even try to look up a spell for that. Well, why don't you do it yourself, Rarity, if you're so good at it? Rarity hoofed at the ground in frustration. Pinkie Pie's absence had an abnormal effect on Rarity's business. Rarity always complained that Pinkie Pie kept her from getting any work done, and that without Pinkie around, her business would go 10 times more smoothly. But there was just something off when Pinkie wasn't around to interrupt her hard work. Every piece Rarity tried to design since her funeral was absolute tripe, a lack of inspiration, a lack of motivation. Rarity just didn't know what was causing her creativity to run dry. It's just so frustrating having something missing from some pony's life, Rarity lamented on herself. Oh, who is me? Who is Ponyville not a Pinkie's departed? But no worry. But no worries, Rarity's on the case. She'll find a way to bring normalcy back into little old Ponyville. She said that, but honestly, she had no idea where to even start. She was sure Twilight Sparkle would have the answer to Ponyville's problem. She always seemed to have it, after all. Rarity continued wandering aimlessly around Ponyville, pondering whatever in the world she's supposed to do next. I haven't seen Sweetie Belle in a while, Rarity said to herself. Oh, I do hope she's not too distraught over these recent happenings. Oh well, I'm sure everything will go back to normal as soon as I bring back Pinkie Pie. Oh yes. Suddenly, another dash of inspiration hit Rarity as soon as she thought of Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle, the Cutie Mark Crusaders, Apple Bloom. That's it, Zecora. I'm sure that zebra has a trick or two to bring Pinkie Pie back. I'm sure of it. This English accent, the fancy accent, is just difficult to do. Rarity pranced excitedly towards the Everfree forest, but as soon as she reached its outskirts, her wave of enthusiasm deteriorated. Oh, it sure is drabby in there. Maybe I should bring some pony else to assist me. Oh! Rarity smacked her front hooves together. Rainbow Dash! She'll escort me through the Everfree forest. There's absolutely positively no way she'll refuse, but where's the pony anyways? I haven't seen her since the funeral. Rarity hoofed at the ground again, pondering over where to find Rainbow Dash. But little did Rarity and the other ponies know, Rainbow Dash was dealing with problems of her own. Alright, Bittersweet Part 3. Come on, Rainbow Dash, pick up the pace. The Blue Pegasus pony zoomed over the ground, swerving around the trees that stood in her way. Once or twice a branch clipped off a feather or two from Rainbow Dash's wings, but Dash just kept on flying despite the recklessness with which she flew. After swerving through the trees, she quickly shifted her weight so her hind hoofs kicked off a wall, propelling her into a cloud up in the air. Is that all you got, Dash? Seriously? Thought Equestria's greatest young flyer would have more skill than a little newborn filly. I see what you did there. Newborn cuties. Lol. Raymond Dash scowled. I'd like to see you do better, Gilda. Gilda the Griffin. Oh, wait, is this? Flashback. Gilda the Griffin grinned widely at the Pegasus pony. Oh, Dash, you know I can do better. Check it. You and me to that cloud up there. Think you can outfly me with that speed of yours, Dash? Oh, why is it scrolling up? Rainbow Dash grinned bitterly. Who do you think I am, Gil? I'm Rainbow Dash, the greatest flyer in all of Equestria. Oh yeah? Prove it. Gilda quickly lifted off, leaving Rainbow Dash back in the dust. Hey, no fair, Gilda! Rainbow Dash chased after her. The two flyers sped up through the sky, Gilda in the lead with Rainbow Dash trying to keep on her tail. They both hit the cloud at the same time, although Rainbow Dash had a little bit of trouble braking. As usual. Ha ha! I beat you there, Rainbow Dash, Gilda boasted. Yeah, right. Any pony could see that I clearly beat you by a hair, Dash retorted. More like lost like a hare. Whatever, Gil. The two flyers let out a short fit of laughter at their pointless quarrel. However, while Gilda's laugh was full, Rainbow Dash's was somewhat strained. But man, Rainbow Dash, was I surprised when I saw you roll into town the other day, Gilda said, slapping the pony on the back. What made you ditch those dweebs back at Ponyville anyway? I just felt like they were cramping my style, Rainbow Dash lied. Besides, the most awesome pony in Equestria is more suited to city life than life back in a little backwater town, right? Oh boy. Well, Dash, you're about 20% cooler now that you've ditched all those lamos back in Ponyville and started hanging out with me in Philadelphia. Yeah. Rainbow Dash looked sadly out in the distance, back in the direction Ponyville was in. After Pinky's funeral, Dash ran away from Ponyville, hoping to get away from everything that reminded her of Pinkie Pie. She just couldn't spread her wings if every time she flew up into the air, the cake's bakery entered her field of vision and brought with it those painful memories. Luckily, when Gilda visited Ponyville before she left Dash somewhat contact information so she could reach her, so Rainbow Dash packed her belongings and hightailed it to Philadelphia. So, Dash, why's your flying been so messed up lately? Gilda asked. It's not like you to be so sloppy when flying. Did those dweebs keep you from practicing or something? Rainbow Dash put on a restrained smile. Yeah, that's it. Ever since she arrived in Philadelphia, Gilda thought insulting Dash's old friends was free game now that Dash ditched them. Besides, it's not like she's totally ditched them anyways. She was just taking a little unannounced vacation from Ponyville to recuperate. That's all. Sure, she left without warning, and sure she didn't tell any pony about her leaving, but it's not like she's planning to stay in Philadelphia forever. Gilda playfully smacked Rainbow Dash in the back again a couple times. Well, whatever, dude. We'll get you back on your wings in no time. Just stick with me and it'll be just like her old days back at Flight Academy in Cloudsdale. Rainbow Dash flinched at the mention of Flight Academy. Oh, what is this? Gilda said upon seeing Dash's reaction. Don't tell me you're still sore about what happened back in Flight Academy. That was years ago, man. You should be over it by now. What are you talking about, Gilda? Rainbow Dash hurriedly said. Why wouldn't I be over that lameness back in Flight Academy? Sure you are, Rainbow Crash, Gilda said sarcastically. Look, dude, I'm cool if you're not over it. I know you have a really hard time dealing with tough things like that. I was your best friend for all those years in Flight Academy, after all. Yeah. Gilda sigged. Look, bro, I can't be seen hanging with some pony who's all mopey-eyed and crap over stuff that's happened years ago. So how about this? Oh, boy. Gilda grinned mischievously at Rainbow Dash. Why don't you and I go over downtown and nick some cupcakes from one of the vendors over there? Rainbow Dash froze at the mention of cupcakes. Uh, I'm not sure I'm too cool with that. Oh, come on, Rainbow Dash. You and I used to nick things all the time back in the day, Gilda criticized, not noticing what was actually bothering Rainbow Dash. Don't tell me that some pony lost their backbone after living in a soft-hoofed place like Ponyville for all this time. What happened to that cool Dash that was down with anything, huh? I'm down with it, Rainbow Dash hurriedly said. I'm just allergic to cupcakes, that's all. No biggie. You're allergic to cupcakes. Yeah, I'm allergic to cupcakes. Can't stand the sight of them. You got a problem with that, Gilda? Whoa, dude, chill. Gilda lifted off from the cloud and spread her wings. Well, if you can't eat cupcakes, let's just nick some apples or something. Unless you're gonna say you're allergic to apples or something like that too, Gilda sneered. No way, Gil. I'm totally down with stealing apples, Rainbow Dash lied. Oh man, oh man. The drama, the drama. Stealing, nicking, what? The fuck is this? Well, I would expect something like that from, somebody like Gilda. Now that's the cool Rainbow Dash I knew. Come on, maybe after we're done eating I can show you some cool hangout places. You dig? Sure, Gil. Rainbow Dash lifted her off and hovered next to Gilda. Let's go. Oh, and Rainbow Dash. What is it, Gil? Gilda placed the tail on Dash's head and ruffled her mane. Don't stress so much about what happened in Flight Academy, man. You ran away from it years ago, so put that stuff behind you and get over it already. It's not like you have to run anymore after you did that Sonic Rainbow boom of yours, after all. I didn't even run away from it in the first place, Gilda, Dash shouted. Sure, Dash, sure, Gilda teased as he suddenly zoomed ahead of Rainbow Dash. Just keep telling yourself that, broski. Lol. Don't call me broski, Dash called out angrily, boosting forward to catch up to Gilda. No matter what any pony said about her fallout from Flight Academy, she did not run away. She was just too cool to hang out at a place like Flight Academy, that's all. Who did Gilda think she was, anyways? Just because she knew Rainbow Dash for many years doesn't mean she knows everything about her. After all, she was Rainbow Dash, the greatest young flyer in all of Equestria, a future member of the Wonderbolts. And some pony like her. Some pony like her. Some pony like her would never run away from a challenge, right? Well, not necessarily true, I run away from stuff all the time, not like it matters. If I sense, this is not good, I run away from it. If one of my friends would ask me, like, hey, should we go nick something? I'd say no. I buy stuff. I don't nick stuff. I'm totally uncool with stealing. I don't like it. Oh, now we're going to Fluttershy. Cool. Oh, little angel bunny. Well, won't you come out to eat your lunch? Fluttershy was crouched over Angel's tiny rabbit hole, trying to coax the bunny to come out to eat its lunch. I got the freshest little carrot for you, Angel, and if you don't come out, then it'll go bad. Angel groggily crept out of his home and shot a grumpy look to Fluttershy. Oh, there you are, Angel, Fluttershy said, completely ignoring the look Angel shot at her. Here's a nice yummy carrot to fill up your little bunny belly this afternoon. Fluttershy brought a carrot out from her saddlebags and gave it to Angel. The bunny began appraising the goods, gingerly feeling the textures with its paws and giving it a cautious sniff. He then took a cautious nibble from the carrot before throwing it down haughtily in disgust. Oh, no, Angel, you can't waste food like that. Fluttershy nuzzled the carrot close to Angel with a gentle smile on her face. Come on, be a good little bunny and eat your lunch. Angel crossed his paws and stuck his nose up in the air as if to say, You interrupted my afternoon nap for this. Come on, Angel, come on. Little bunnies like you need to eat their food if you want to grow nice and healthy. Hi, Fluttershy. Eee! Fluttershy jumped in surprise, scattering the carrots and other vegetables in her bag all over the place. Angel quickly took advantage of the opportunity and grabbed as many of the vegetables as he could before hurrying back into his den. Oh no, Angel, you can't take all that food. It's for the other animals. Twilight Sparkle quietly stepped next to Fluttershy. Sorry, Fluttershy. I thought it'd be good if I greeted you energetically this afternoon. Oh, no, Twilight, it's not your fault, Fluttershy mumbled, staring at her hose. It's my fault for being such a scaredy pony all the time. Don't blame yourself. Please don't. If you say so, Fluttershy, Twilight said. Say, do you think you can spare a few minutes to talk for a bit? Oh, I was feeding the animals right now, but it's okay, Twilight, Fluttershy hurriedly added, seeing the expression on Twilight's face. Angel took most of my food anyways, so, I'd have to wait for him to finish eating, so, well, I have time. That's great, Fluttershy, Twilight Sparkle replied enthusiastically. Not about Angel stealing your food, though. That's horrible. Oh, no, it's okay, Fluttershy said. Angel does this all the time, so I'm used to it. So, he'll give back what he doesn't eat, which is usually most of it. So, yeah. Twilight grinned nervously. So, Fluttershy hoofed shyly at the ground. So, I'm not going to be repeating this. Twilight wasn't exactly sure where to start. It'd be rude if she just asked Fluttershy where Rainbow Dash was right off the bat, after all. So, Angel Bunny, Twilight said, breaking the awkward silence. How long have you been looking after him anyways? Oh, Angel Bunny? Fluttershy suddenly perked up after being asked about Angel. Well, you see, I've been looking after Angel for the longest time. I was there when he was born and watched him grow up ever since. Ever since he was born, Fluttershy? Twilight asked nervously. Fluttershy's sudden bouts of enthusiasm always left any pony unsure of how to react. Ever since he was born. Fluttershy smiled, looking back on her memories. You see, back when I... Well, blah, blah, blah. You see, back when I was a little filly, my mommy and daddy looked after me and the rest of the animals. And cute little Angel's Bunny's parents were a pair of those animals. Ah, Twilight smiled at the thought of little filly Fluttershy playing in a flower field with her parents and the animals. So, you've taken care of Angel ever since you were a filly? Fluttershy nodded. My mommy and daddy let me take care of Angel Bunny and his parents, so Angel is actually the first animal I started taking care of. Is that why you never used to stare when it comes to Angel? Fluttershy's happy expression faded away after hearing Twilight's question. Is there something wrong, Fluttershy? Twilight asked. Oh, no, not really. Well, kind of. Fluttershy timidly shuffled her hooves. You see, I was a shy little filly, even shyer than I am now, actually, and, well, Angel's parents died. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fluttershy. Her being even shyer than she is right now? That's, really shy. Really. No, don't be. It's okay. Well, it's not. Well, well, it was a long time ago, so, yeah. Fluttershy brushed the mane out of her eyes, revealing a distant expression. I was broken up for a while after that. I couldn't talk to any pony for days. My parents tried to coax me out of hiding, but it didn't work. Twilight hesitated before asking, so how'd you get over it? She hoped she wasn't prying too much into Fluttershy's life. Oh, well, you see, Angel Bunny saved me. Upon hearing her name once again, Angel stuck his head outside of his burrow and gave Fluttershy a look before giving back most of the food he'd stolen. The bunny gave a little noise as if to say, "It's not like I did it for you or anything. I just wasn't hungry is all." Fluttershy gave a small smile to Angel and nuzzled the small bunny. Angel gave off an annoyed look but did nothing to stop Fluttershy's nuzzling. You see, Twilight, little Angel Bunny here cheered me up by giving me a bouquet of flowers, Fluttershy explained. He reminded me that there were still things I needed to take care of, and I shouldn't hide away all day. His flowers gave me the courage to face the world again. You see, although Fluttershy blushed, I still hide away from every pony a lot. Twilight smiled warmly at Fluttershy's story. I guess you've dealt with a lot since then, huh? Oh, yes, Twilight, Fluttershy said. With all the animals I look after, I've learned a lot about the circle of life and how to cope, especially after my parents departed. Twilight let out a small gasp of shock. To Trottingham to look after the animals over there. Is there something wrong, Twilight? Oh, no, Twilight said sheepishly. Well, since then I've looked after the animals in Ponyville myself, and had to deal with a lot of things myself. But it always hurts to lose one of my little animal friends, no matter how often it happens. Yeah, cope. Twilight Sparkle gave the Pegasus in front of her a hug. Twilight? Oh, I'm sorry. Twilight quickly got out of the hug and hoofed at the ground, embarrassed. Didn't mean to. No, that's okay. It was nice, Fluttershy smiled. So I actually came here for a reason, Twilight admitted, changing the subject. I know it's kind of rude to come over and spring a question like this on you, but... Oh, no. I'm sure it'll be no trouble. Really, go ahead. Well, have you seen Rainbow Dash around? Twilight asked. Applejack's looking for her. Apparently Rainbow Dash hasn't been performing her weather duties lately. Lady. LOL! Oh, Rainbow Dash? Fluttershy bit her lip timidly. No, I haven't seen her. You sure about that, Fluttershy? I'm tired again. Honestly, truly, Fluttershy insisted. Oh, I'm so sorry, Twilight. I probably disappointed you. No, don't worry about it. Just thought I'd ask. Twilight smiled warmly at the yellow Pegasus pony. I got to talk to a friend again after all. Sorry I've been cooped up this whole week. Oh, no, don't be. Everyone coops up in their own way. But they'll feel better eventually, Fluttershy smiled shyly. I hope you feel much better, Twilight. Oh, I do, and your story helped a lot. Twilight glanced at the sky. Well, I guess I need to go head over to Sweet Apple Acres to tell Applejack I couldn't find Rainbow Dash. And I should probably talk to Rarity a little bit later on, too. Oh, wait, Twilight? Fluttershy stopped Twilight before she set off to Applejack's farm. What is it, Fluttershy? You've got a little something on your lip. Fluttershy put off on Twilight's lip and brushed something off of it. Oh, it's a muffin crumb. Did Derpy give you one of those earlier today? Derpy? Yeah, how did you know? Twilight asked, confused. Oh, it's just, well, Derpy gave everyone muffins, yeah, the day after, the funeral. So, I guess she just gave you yours now since she's never got your mailing address. Is all, I think. Well, Twilight never did turn in a residency application to Ponyville since Spike handled all of her transactions. So that pony kept my muffin ready until she saw me? Fluttershy nodded. Yes, she did. Derpy's a really nice male pony. Twilight let out a warm smile. She really is. Maybe I should use the Ponyville post office more often. Give Spike a little break sometimes. Oh, Twilight quickly turned tail. Sorry, Fluttershy. Look at the time. I have to head over to Applejack's. I'll see you later. Twilight galloped off into the distance. Twilight's such a nice pony, Fluttershy said to herself. Angel pretended to gag as if to say, You fillies and your friendship, it makes me sick. Don't worry, Angel Bunny. I haven't forgotten about you. Fluttershy warmly nuzzled Angel Bunny. I don't like her calling Angel Bunny. In the story, I just like, Angel. Or that little bastard bunny. Lol. Nah, I'm just kidding. The small rabbit let out a small blast sound as if to say, Don't you think you can get all touchy feelings now that we're alone? Honestly, jeez. But Angel still did nothing to get away. Okay, that's a bit, sexual, lol. Don't worry, Angel Bunny. Oh, wait. Oh, Angel, you're such a silly bunny. Oh? Fluttershy squinted out into the distance. She thought she could spy a purple and white pony trotting towards her. Who the hell may that be? On to part 4. We're getting close, guys. We're nearly halfway. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're nearly halfway. Cool. Bittersweet part 4. I can't believe you lied to me, Big Mac. Apple Bloom shouted fiercely, tears streaming from her eyes. No, Apple Bloom, Big Macintosh said slowly. It's not that I wanted to lie to you, but I see how it is, Big Mac. Apple Bloom cut off. Y'all think I'm too much of a little filly to handle the truth. Well, I'll show you, Big Mac. I'll show you that I'm a big pony. I'll show all of y'all. Apple Bloom turned the tail and sprinted away, leaving the Red Stallion by himself, wondering what to do. Big Mac said, Let Apple Bloom. Don't want to be treated like a filly, yet not old enough to be treated like a full-grown pony. Guess I should leave her alone for a bit now for her to cool off. He turned around to head back to the field, where he bumped into a certain purple unicorn. Ah! Twilight Sparkle let off a startled yell before she fell over. Oh! Oh, well, if it ain't Twilight Sparkle, Big Mac said, shifting over the hay in his mouth to the other side. Sorry about that. Didn't see you there. I hope you guys like my Big Mac voice. It's really difficult for me to talk in a deep voice. It's very difficult. Um, no, it's quite alright. Twilight picked herself up and brushed some of the dirt off her mane. It's my fault not calling out to you right away. Oh, I guess you saw the whole thing then. Twilight kicked around a hoof sheepishly. Well, just a bit. I didn't catch the whole thing. Is something wrong with Apple Bloom? The large stallion zigged again as he started chewing on a new piece of hay. She's just a little sore that I hid from her the fact that Pinkie Pie, well, didn't think she could take it being the little filly she is, but I guess it's my fault for treating her that way. Now that her friend's gone and told her about the whole thing, I guess I'm being punished for trying to shelter her too much. Don't be too hard on yourself, Big Mac, Twilight said. You just did what any pony would do to protect her kin. But you do have to realize that Apple Bloom can't be your little filly sister forever, you know. She's going to grow up someday. I guess, but I'm pretty sure you didn't come here to Sweet Apple Acres to talk to this here stallion. Twilight sparkled. Big Mac pointed out. I can handle my own problems, Twilight, so why don't you go ahead and tell me what brought you here today? Oh, this voice is so difficult. Oh, well, I'm looking for Applejack. Do you know where she is? Big Mac hesitated. Well, I know where she is, but I'm not sure if you want to talk to her right now, though. Twilight Sparkle tilted her head. Why not? Well, AJ's been a bit on the edge lately since the funeral, Big Mac explained. And she probably ain't cooled down enough to talk to you properly. I'm sure it can't be that bad. I guess you'll see it for yourself then, Twilight. Big Mac pointed her hoof towards the apple fields. AJ should be somewhere in that direction. You'll know you're close when you hear her groaning. The stallion turned his back on Twilight. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's a slow day on the job, so I suppose I should talk to little Apple Bloom right about now. Yeah, okay. See you later, Big Macintosh. Twilight waved the red stallion goodbye and headed into the apple grove to find Applejack. As the season mandated, the apple trees were bloomingly beautiful, with lush apples of every color growing from the branches of every tree. The tart scent of apples filled the air, and Twilight Sparkle could almost taste the apples from their scent. She couldn't see how any pony could be cross when surrounded by such serene beauty. Yeah, nature's really great, you know. I just wish I had some more nature around me, you know. No forests here to be seen, just a big empty field and some trees. Twilight heard a hollow clumping sound in the distance. Okay. That must have been Applejack bucking apples off the apple trees. Twilight Sparkle quickly started trotting towards the sound, hearing the sound grow louder and clearer with each hoof she put forward. As the unicorn finally entered the clearing, she spotted Applejack bucking trees just a couple of meters in front of her. Blah 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 blah. The orange pony looked worn out. Her mane was all frazzled, and her saddlebags were already overflowing with apples. Next to Applejack was a wagon, containing a bunch of the same saddlebags filled to the brim with apples. It looked like Applejack already did enough work for the entire week. Yet, the Earth Pony was still working as if harvest season was just around the corner. Oh, Applejack, haven't you learned from last time? Come on. Applejack? The Earth Pony continued bucking the tree she was working on. Applejack, Twilight Sparkle repeated. She still paid no heed to Twilight. Applejack! Oh boy. I'm going here the first time, Applejack growled. Can't some ponies see when another pony's working? Honestly. She turned around and saw Twilight with a hurt expression on her face. Oh, Twilight. Didn't know it was you, Sugar Cube. Sorry about that. No worries. You okay, Applejack? You seem kinda worn out. Worn out? No, I'm as energetic as a Paris brat. And an all-you-can-eat buffet, Applejack reassured Twilight. So, you found Rainbow Dash yet, Sugar Cube? Sorry, Fluttershy didn't know where she was. It seems no pony's ever seen her since the funeral either. Shucks. Guess I should call up Cloud Kick and get that pony up on cloud duty. Applejack went back to the book of the apple tree she was working on. Well, thanks anyway, Sugar Cube. Sorry to take up your time. Oh, it's no trouble at all, Applejack. Twilight Sparkles stood around, moving awkwardly at the ground. You still here, Sugar Cube? Something bothering you? Well, not me per se, but Twilight hesitated. Is something bothering you, Applejack? Didn't we go over this? Applejack asked. I'm totally fine. Just got a huge order. I gotta fill up. Now, if you'll let me alone, Sugar Cube, I gotta get back to work. Okay, Applejack. I guess I'll go now, Twilight said dejectedly. However, before she even took 2 steps, a thought suddenly surfaced in her mind. Wait a minute. Big Mac said that it was a slow day today. Applejack kicked and missed her target, causing the pony to lose her balance and fall over. She quickly picked herself back up and brushed back her mane. Oh, I guess I forgot to let Big Mac know about the order. Guess I'll have to let him know earlier. Thanks for reminding me, Twilight. Applejack, don't all the orders for Sweet Apple Acres go through Big Macintosh? Is that so? Applejack stammered, her voice noticeably going up a pitch. Well, Big Mac's been letting me handle the last couple orders, so I know what to do in case something happens to him. Seems legit. Who ordered all these apples? Applejack was thrown out by the sudden question. Well, the apple bakery down at Coltsdale? Uh-huh. Right, Applejack. What is it? Yeah, anyways, Twilight Sparkle. Applejack huffed. What I do is my business, and ponies like you should keep the hoops out of it. Twilight flinched at Applejack's harsh words. Applejack, if you have a problem, you can just come out and say so. My problem is that some pony can't figure out what she ain't wanted here. Applejack fiercely bucked at the apple trees. Applejack, it's not like you being so tense. Twilight weirdly put a hoof on Applejack's shoulder. You sure you're fine? Gosh darn it, Twilight Sparkle. The orange pony shook Twilight's hoof off her shoulder. I already told you there ain't nothing wrong with me. You're a horrible liar, Applejack, Twilight pointed out, her eyes tearing up. You've been spending all your time at the farm for the past week. It's nowhere near harvest season, and I'm pretty sure no major order just happened to come in right after Pinkie Pie's funeral. Applejack stomped her hoof down, causing the unicorn to meekly shut her mouth. Now, you'll listen here, Twilight Sparkle. What in the name of Celestia have you been doing the past week? Wasting the time of every pony in Ponyville. Spent all day in the library years while every pony else was doing their jobs. And you got the nerve to call me out? Applejack, Twilight choked on her words, trying to fight back the stream of tears. That's what I thought. Applejack turned her back on the sobbing purple unicorn. Now go get and let me do my job, just like every pony whose name ain't Twilight Sparkle. Oh, damn. Applejack, what the hell? Damn, that's rough, dude. Jesus. Applejack, I'm sorry. Twilight Sparkle turned tail and ran off crying, leaving the orange earth pony by herself. Applejack went back to bucking the apple tree she was working on. She bucked once, twice, 3 times, apples falling with every buck. The earth pony kept bucking and bucking, trying to get the very last of the apples from the trees. Twack, twack, twack. She spent several minutes driving her hooves into the bark of the tree when suddenly her aim slipped, throwing her to the ground beside the apple tree. The earth pony slowly picked herself back up and glanced at the tree she was working so hard on. The apples were already long gone, and had been for the past while. Applejack stared blankly at the apples that lay on the ground, and saw her distorted reflection on the apple. Drops of water fell onto the apple. Soon enough, rain started showering all over the grove. Oh, so now there's rain. Applejack laughed bitterly. She tilted her head up to look at the sky and saw a Pegasus pony push the last rain clouds over sweet apple acres. Guess Cloud Kicker went and did Rainbow Dash job for her. Applejack collapsed back to the ground and buried her head in her hoofs. I guess now that it's raining, I don't have to worry about any ponies seeing me cry. Under the cover of the clouds and rain, the earth pony openly let her tears flow. This moment was the only time she allowed herself to show her weakness, away from any pony who might see. Her tears contained every emotion she tried to hide past week. The sadness from Pinkie Pie's departure, the anger for not being able to do anything to prevent it, and most of all, the regret from hurting one of the best friends any pony could ever hope to have. Yeah, it's not fun hurting your friends. I did it once, and it was just, it wasn't funny. Let me just tell you that. I felt horrible about it. I don't like, hurting anybody. And if you do so, I try to make up for it. Like everybody should. Fluttershy and Rarity went venturing through the everfree forest towards the chorus place. Fluttershy and Rarity. How is Fluttershy protective? LOL! The yellow Pegasus pony had absolutely no idea how she even got roped into following Rarity. She just knew she couldn't get in a single word to object to Rarity's proposal to venture into the everfree forest. Everything just happened so fast she didn't even know what Rarity was proposing. Come on, darling. Socora's house is only a few more minutes away, Rarity said cheerfully, trotting at a brisk pace in front of Fluttershy. Rarity, Hush, 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 darling, Rarity exclaimed, holding up in front of Fluttershy. You won't want to alert any of the nasty creatures that might be lurking around here. Hey, you're probably the one who'd probably alert them, Fluttershy muttered. What was that, darling? Rarity inquired. Nothing, the Pegasus pony squeaked. Why do you need me anyways? Because, you silly filly, what if I get attacked? Rarity dramatically put a hoof through her forehead. Oh, just think if one of these creatures got a hold of little old me. They'd tear me apart in a heartbeat. Oh, no, we can't have that, can we? But I don't think I could protect you, Rarity. But, darling, you have the stare. But, no other word. See. The unicorn pushed back a bush, revealing Socora's hut. We're already here. Rarity took the lead and burst through Socora's doors, Fluttershy gingerly following behind. They were greeted with Socorra mixing up another strange brew, and the two already learned not to question the strange things Socorra did. Oh, if it isn't my two little ponies, what compels you to come here on this journey? Oh, Socorra, it's been too long, darling. Rarity flipped back her mane, aiming her sight directly at the zebra. Now tell me, how's life been for you in this forest? I can tell you want something from the look on your face, so why not skip the greetings and cut to the chase? LOL! Oh my god, your rhymes are the best. Sakura clapped her hooves and gave full attention to Rarity. Oh, that's what I like about you, Sakura, getting straight down to business. Rarity cleared her throat. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the trouble Ponyville has been getting through for the past week, with every pony being all doom and gloom all the time. I was sifting through some fabric the other day and thought to myself, oh, whatever shall I do to rid this town of its gloominess? And then the perfect idea came to me, elegantly resolve all of Ponyville's problems. Why not just bring back Pinkie Pie? Rarity exclaimed. Fluttershy's eyes widened at the sound of Rarity's idea. Uh, excuse me, I think are you sure that, well, oh, Fluttershy, I'm quite sure of my brilliant idea. But, but, I... Shush now, darling, Rarity brushed off Fluttershy's frantic stuttering. Now, I tried asking Twilight Sparkle for some assistant, but the little darling didn't know of any spell to bring Pinkie Pie back. So that's why I come here, to ask if you know any spell or incantation to bring laughter back into Ponyville. Sakura put a hoof on her chin, pounding over Rarity's request. You do know in your unicorn head that the spell that you seek is to bring back the dead. Okay. I don't think that's such a good idea because, you know, the last time I checked, bringing back the dead will eventually lead to the whole world dying and leaving some lonely people surviving. Let's say Resident Evil. You know? Yes, I already know that, but there's always been a spell for everything else, so why not a spell to bring loved ones back to life? Rarity smiled awkwardly. There is such a spell, right, darling? The zebra was silent, deep in thought. She carefully surveyed Rarity's expression, debating over whether or not to answer the unicorn's question. I guess there's no spell then, Fluttershy awkwardly cut in. I'm so sorry to have wasted your time, Sakura. Come on, Rarity, let's go. She, doesn't have an answer, so... No, Rarity stomped her hoof. Oh boy, I'm probably gonna get people pissed off for that. I am not leaving until Sakura gives me a definite answer. Also, she firmly looked Sakura in the eye. Is there a way? Sakura zigged. There is a way to get what you seek, but the method to obtain it is not for the weak. Oh my, have all my rhymes. Rarity's eyes gleamed at the new information. So there is a way. Tell me what it is, darling, quickly. I myself do not hold the solution, but by taking a detour you will reach your conclusion. Sakura pointed towards the west. You must pass through all that hinders and arrive at the ruins of the ancient Pony Sisters. Damn, even that. Why? Rarity asked excitedly. Is there a book there? A secret artifact? What is that, darling? Sakura shook her head. All I can do is point you the direction. Everything else is up to your discretion. Well, I suppose I just have to sail for that then. Rarity turned on her heel and headed out the door. Come on, Fluttershy, let's head over to the ruins. Well, wait. Fluttershy followed Rarity outside of Sakura's hut. I don't think this is such a good idea, Rarity. As soon as the door shut behind the two ponies, the zebra Sigged went back to brewing her stew. That little pony is going in over her head. I do dearly hope she doesn't fall in with the dead. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I think we're gonna have, diamond dogs again. Doggies. Is that a pony? The one right there? Oh, wait, no. Derp. Outside Sakura's hut, the two ponies could be seen heading deeper into the forest. The yellow Pegasus pony failing to get towards through Rarity. However, Unbeknownst to the both of them, a sinister presence was watching their every step. "Is that the pony, the one right there?" a gruff voice asked. A shadowy figure responded to him. "Yeah, that's the pony, the one with the purple mane." The gruff voice crackled. "Lucky for us, she ventured into the forest herself. That makes our job so much easier." The gruff voiced one attempted to move out of the clump of bushes he was hiding in, but paused. "What should we do with the yellow one? Tear her apart? Have her as a snack?" The shadow shook its head. "No, this isn't our territory. If we kill anyone in Equestria, then the princess will know we're here. We signed a treaty. No wolves allowed in Equestria." The shadow bared its fangs. "Knock the yellow one out and take the purple one. We'll then take as many jewels as we can and hightail back to our homeland." "Won't taking that purple pony over the border break the treaty?" The shadow smirked. "Not if no pony knows she was taken over the border. A lot of scary things live in the Everfree Forest. It wouldn't be surprising if one of those things came up and spirited that pony away." "You're great, boss," the gruff voice wolf exclaimed. "So, should I go get her now?" The shadow paused and then nodded his head. "Make it clean, though. I don't want the yellow pony harmed too badly." "I'm on it, boss." The other wolf jumped from the trees and then descended onto the two unexpected ponies. "Rarity, you're gonna get yourself killed." I don't even... Bittersweet Part 5. Awesome. Oh, we're now back to Twilight. Twilight Spark was lying down and motionless on her bed, her eyes red from crying. She ran straight back home from Sweet Apple Acres and flung herself into bed, crying her eyes out from the pain of Applejack's words. After the 2 straight hours of crying, she finally settled down into an emotionless stupor and spent the time just staring at the constellation chart on her wall. The unicorn knew in her heart that Applejack didn't mean to hurt Twilight the way she did. The Earth Pony just had a different way of coping, that's all. However, knowing that fact did nothing to ease the pain Applejack's words inflicted onto Twilight. After all, those hurtful words did hold some truth in them. Twilight shook her head. It wouldn't do any pony any good to get stuck in a cycle of sad thoughts. All Twilight had to do was get back to work and... what was her job anyway? Unlike Applejack or the other ponies, Twilight was still a student, so no job aside from studying could come to her mind. The purple unicorn groggily forced itself out of bed and surveyed the room. Books were scattered all across the floor. Some books on arithmetic, others on biology, none of them catching Twilight's interest. These books shouldn't be all over the floors anyways. "Spike!" Twilight called out. "Spike! Clean up these books!" Oh, God. Silence filled the room. Twilight forgot that Spike's been out of the library ever since she got back in. If he was going to take an afternoon walk, the least he could do was clean up a bit before he left. Okay. Twilight groaned as she plopped herself back onto the bed. As she did, her eye caught sight of a piece of parchment lying along a lopsided stack of books. Come to think of it, Twilight thought, I haven't sent a friendship report for the past week. I just haven't really learned anything about friendship since the funeral. Suddenly the sound of knocking filled the library, startling Twilight out of her bed. She was about to call for Spike to open the door, before once again remembering that the dragon was out. What's that Spike doing to be out for more than 2 hours anyways? Twilight muttered to herself. The knocking continued to echo through the room, although now that she thought about it, the knocking was strangely subdued to be really called a knock. "Coming!" Twilight called out as she galloped towards the door. She pulled the door open and was greeted by a sorry sight. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, they did not. Damn it, my knuckles don't crack. Fuck! Oh, somebody's gonna pay for that. Fluttershy, what happened to you? The yellow Pegasus pony was bruised and battered. Her feathers were disheveled and sticking out at odd directions, and her normal flowing pink mane was tangled with twigs and leaves. There were a bunch of shallow cuts on her body with faint traces of blood oozing out of them, and she wore an incredibly distraught expression. Twilight, Fluttershy struggled to say between breaths. Rarity, she and, we, in the, forest, and, Fluttershy, Twilight explained worriedly. Take a moment to catch your breath and calmly tell me what's going on. Fluttershy took 3 deep breaths and paused before breaking the bad news to Twilight. Rarity's been kidnapped. Wake up, Pony. A cold splash of water slapped Rarity's face. The shock caused her to regain consciousness quickly, and the unicorn was greeted by a looming pair of sharp teeth. Yeah, Rarity took a startled leap back. She frantically surveyed her surroundings. From what she could tell from the unrefined greenery, she was somewhere in the Everfree Forest, although she had no idea exactly where. Wait, what's going on here? Rarity inquired with her usual haughty tone of voice. Who are you two, and how dare you handle a lady the way you did? Shut it, Pony. The one who spoke was a shadowy figure whose features Rarity couldn't quite make out in the darkness. Yeah, keep it down, Pony. The one who kidnapped Rarity had a gruff voice and a great coat of fur. Burp. Well, aren't you too rude? Rarity criticized. Maybe the same method she used before with the diamond dogs would work on these two. And what's with this pony talk? I do have a name, you know. You know? I told you to shut it, Pony, the shadowy one said. That is not how you ask a lady to do a favor. So far, getting on their nerves seemed to work. But I suppose you cannot really refer to me properly if I don't introduce myself. You may call me Miss, or you can call me Rarity, or you can call me Miss Rarity. And maybe, shut your mouth, Pony, the gruff-voiced one shouted. I thought I told you to call me Miss, Rarity scuffled. You didn't even give me your own name, so even if you are kidnappers, the very least you could do it's introducing yourself to me. The shadowy one sigged. Call me Shadow, call him Gruff. Now stop talking before you regret it. Oh boy. Rarity ignored what she thought was an empty threat and continued a verbal assault. Shadow Gruff? Seriously? The shadowy one is called Gruff, and the gruff-voiced one is called Gruff? Well, obviously your parent didn't have a good name sense then. Those names lack any creativity whatsoever. And those coats of yours are so filthy, I would absolutely die if my mane was messed up like that, wouldn't you? Oh wait, obviously not. My apologies. And I dare say the smell you two are emitting is absolutely... A paw suddenly grabbed the back of Rarity's head and shoved it into the ground. The surprised pony tasted the foul texture of the dirt before she realized what was going on, and she struggled with every ounce of strength she had to break free. But the grip on her head was too strong. After what seemed like an eternity, the grip loosened and Rarity was able to break free, panting desperately for air. A second later, she noticed how dirty she was. A strange skiddedness wrapped up all over her body, and she just started anxiously twitching in place. I guess you just died once, Shadow commented, smirking. Rarity was able to suppress her urge to panic and instead diverted her thoughts to the current situation. She was not at all expecting that her kidnappers had backbone in them this time, and she didn't even know what her kidnappers were or why they were kidnapping her. The first logical step of action for her was to gather some information. Rarity spat out some of the dirt that got in her mouth and spoke with a much more subdued and compliant tone than earlier. She knew that she couldn't take her kidnappers lightly. Who are you and why are you kidnapping me? Shadow tipped his head up to Gruff for him to explain. Well, Pony, we're diamond dogs. Rarity almost did a double take of surprise. "You two diamond dogs," she said incredulously, forgetting about how she should be acting for a moment and got back to her haughty tone. "That's ridiculous. The diamond dogs were rude, disgusting, and stupid." "Oh, so you're going to talk about a brethren like that, pony?" Shadow bared his fangs. Instantly, Rarity shifted back into her subdued tone of voice. Of course not. Slip off the tongue, darling." She gave a sheepish smile. Shadow smirked. "You're right about that. Diamond dogs are rude, disgusting, and stupid. However, we are of a higher breed than those mutts. The two of us are wolves." "Wolves?" Rarity questioned, not exactly comprehending. Shadow sigged. "Explain, Gruff." "You see, pony, back before your little Princess Celestia rose the sun for Equestria, a bunch of more species of animals lived around these parts. There was this little thing called the food chain, you see, and once Celestia came into power with her magic, this food thing had to go. So she sent all of the species that proved a danger to you ponies off to a faraway land ruled by destruction and anarchy. Of course, we put up a fight, but its non-magical species had no way to stand up against Celestia. And in the end, we signed a truce, agreeing to stay on our side of the border, while you ponies lived happily and blissfully unaware of our plight." Food chain? Rarity stopped listening to Gruff's history lesson after the mentioning of the food chain. Do pray tell, what does that entail?" the pony asked, knowing full well what it would entail. Lol. Shadow bared his fangs again. "You see, us wolves are carnivores, and your little Princess Celestia banished us for a single reason. We eat ponies like you." Brady gulped. "But don't worry, we have no plans to eat you. After all," Shadow threw Rarity a stick, "you're going to be our little gold mine." Rarity bit her lip. I don't know what you're talking about. Me, a gold mine? Well, ridiculous. Well, since I'm obviously going to be of no use to you, I guess you should set me free, right?" "Haha, that's rich," Gruff laughed. "We heard all about your skills from our underlings that stupidly let go of you some time ago. But if you really have no skills," Gruff licked his chops, "I can always go for a little snack." "The gemstones it is, gentlemen." Rarity nervously concentrated her magic and surveyed the land for gemstones. There were a few gemstones, oh boy, buried underground for a few meters away, and Rarity marked the spot with a stick. There's a couple of gemstones right there, gentlemen. Have at it." The wolves just stood still and smirked at Rarity. "Well, go on, dig. We're waiting." Rarity grimaced. She just got a pedicure the other day, too. The unicorn hesitantly drove her hoof into the ground and slowly started digging. "This dirt will have an awful effect on her hooves." "Dig faster, pony." Brady did a slight jump and increased her speed. These diamond wolves, or whatever they want to be called, were dangerous, and it'll be in ill health to go against their orders. As she dug, she spread her survey of the land further, trying to get a decent grasp of where she was, in the off chance she could find an opening to escape. She was halfway done with the gemstone she was digging up when suddenly felt a sudden influx of magic rebound from her extended survey. It felt awfully familiar, too. Rarity gave an excited jump when she realized what it was. "Hey, pony, who told you to stop digging?" Yes, sis, I'm dreadfully sorry." Rarity continued to excavate the minestones. If she was right, just maybe. Rarity finished unearthing the gemstones that lay at her feet, and the wolf took them and threw them into a cart. "You're going to pull too, pony." Rarity grimaced as the wolf fastened the harness onto her back. She again marked another spot and began digging. Oh boy. Just a couple thousand meters away were the ruins of the ancient Pony Sisters. Even though the situation was dire, Rarity still didn't forget the reason why she was in the Everfree Forest in the first place. Besides, Sakura mentioned the ruin held ancient magic. If it was possible, she could find another spell for self-defense. If she could somehow get closer to the ruins and break away from her kidnappers. Ooh. An idea sparked in her head. In the worst case, her friends would be unable to ever find her in the uncultivated forest. But if she could get to the ruins, then even if she couldn't find the spell, she could possibly find a place to hide until her friends found her. And the landmark was a lot easier to locate than a random spot in the Everfree Forest. True? Stop slacking off and work, pony, Gruff bellowed. Yes, gentlemen, Rarity responded. Her plan was risky, but at the moment it was the only feasible option available to her. Bearing the task of hard work, Rarity gradually put up with the wolf's demand, all the time working one more step towards her plan's fruition. Fucking bugs, dude. Every pony was gathered at the town center to discuss the new crisis that arose. After Fluttershy told Twilight that Rarity was kidnapped, the poor yellow Pegasus pony collapsed from shock and exhaustion. Since then, Mercy the nurse pony applied some minor first aid to Fluttershy, cleaning up her minor injuries, and Twilight gathered every pony to the town square to discuss the crisis. Fluttershy fluttered herself awake, dazedly staring out in the first aid tent she was in to see Twilight talking to the townspeople. Every pony stay calm, Twilight dictated. I don't know the exact details, but once Fluttershy regains consciousness, damn bugs, she'll be able to inform us what's happening. The Pegasus pony hid her face behind the curtain upon hearing her name, not wanting to face the public spotlight. However, she saw that Twilight was having trouble keeping the crowd under control, and she timidly stepped out of the first aid tent. Hey, every pony, Lyra called out. Fluttershy's awake. Fluttershy shot a mere glare over at Lyra and Bonbon. Even though she resolved to step in front of the crowd to assist Twilight, she would have appreciated a couple more seconds of anonymity. Yeah, that's how I say it. Oh, thank goodness you're okay, Fluttershy, Twilight Sparkle said. Come up here and explain to every pony. Oh, wait. Blah, 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 blah. Come up here on the podium and explain to every pony what's going on. Oh, Fluttershy shyly took the stage. Hello, every pony. My name is Fluttershy, which, I'm sure you all know. The pressure was starting to make her sweat a little. Well, you see, me and Rarity, Rarity and I went to the Everfree Forest to see, Zecora, and, on our way back, something attacked us, and, yeah, they took Rarity and knocked me out. The last part came out a little more than a squeak, but somehow every pony managed to hear. The Everfree Forest, some pony called out. We can't go in there, it's too dangerous. Cries of agreement were scattered throughout the crowd. No pony other than Twilight Sparkle and her friends ever set foot into the Everfree Forest, meaning that every pony was too afraid to venture into it. Guys, Twilight desperately tried to get her voice heard in the crowd. We need to send a team in to search for and rescue Rarity. However, no matter how loud the purple unicorn shouted, her voice was drowned by the objections of the crowd. Every pony? Fluttershy tried to have her voice break through the crowd, but expected she met with much less luck than Twilight. We need to help Rarity. She's, dear friend, and, Rarity, Fluttershy ducked her head in fear of the rising volume of the crowd. Suddenly, a single pony's voice bellowed through the crowd. What in tarnation is every pony arguing about? Applejack ran into the town square, an annoyed expression on her face. She briefly made eye contact with Twilight for a second before averting her gaze to Fluttershy. Oh, Applejack. Oh, wait, that's Fluttershy. Oh, Applejack, thank goodness you're here, Fluttershy said, relieved. Rarity's been kidnapped. What? When? A little more than 2 hours ago, I think, Fluttershy squeaked. Are you serious? Applejack cried out. First Applemoon gone disappeared, and then Rarity was kidnapped. Can this day get any worse? Wait. Applebloom's missing? Twilight called out to Applejack. Yeah, Applejack answered, avoiding Twilight's gaze. Big Mac's out looking for her now. Oh dear. Twilight held her head in her hooves for a moment. Okay, every pony listen up. We're going to divide up into 2 teams. Me, Applejack, Fluttershy, and Rainbow Dash will go out into the Everfree Forest to search for Rarity. Every pony else will scour the town for Applebloom. Twilight. Fluttershy tugged gently at Twilight's mane. Rainbow Dash isn't here. Twilight's eye twitched for a second. What do you mean she's not here? A crowd like this always draws her in. Come to think of it, Final Scratch cut in. Final Scratch. Squeak! I'm horrible at doing squeaks, by the way. Don't know if you noticed. But yeah. I don't know a Vinyl Scratch voice, so I'm just going to do it in my regular voice. Oh no. I haven't seen Rainbow Dash since the funeral last week. Murmurs of argument rose from the crowd. It seemed that Rainbow Dash completely disappeared the day after the funeral. Where's that pony when you really need her? Twilight exclaimed. Twilight? Fluttershy shyly interjected. What is it, Fluttershy? I know where Rainbow Dash might have went. Twilight's eye twitched once again. But earlier when I asked, you said you didn't know where she is. Yeah, well, about that, Fluttershy bit her lip. I lied. Sorry. Twilight gave Fluttershy an exasperated glare. Oh boy. It's not like I lied because I was playing around, Twilight. Oh, no. You see, I thought she needed to be by herself for a while, so, I decided to give her some time. Where is she, Fluttershy? Blah. Twilight asked sternly. She flew south towards Philadelphia, Fluttershy admitted. Twilight's face huffed. Philadelphia is hours away from Ponyville. There's no way any pony other than Rainbow Dash could fly over there and back fast enough. Lol. Supersonic time traveler Sergeant Muffins reporting for mail time. LOL. Oh, that's Derpy. I just knew it. Twilight showed a confused expression. What? The crowd awkwardly dispersed, revealing a certain wall-eyed Pegasus. Yeah, it says wall. Or whale, I don't know. Pegasus pony standing happily in the middle with her hoof up. Mail pony job for Express Dolphin service, Derpy called it happily. Delivery in 30 minutes or less, or postage is free. Oh, great. Am I getting called? Oh, yes, sorry. Some Dutch rambling now. Yo. Nee, dan ben ik zelf een beetje bezig. Dan ben ik zelf bezig met wat dingen. Ja. Nou, er komt een pakketje binnen en ik heb ook nog wat andere dingen te doen. Misschien een andere keer. Later. That was my friend. If we might go swimming tomorrow. I said, no, sorry, I'm a bit busy tomorrow, you know. I got a package coming in, which I'm, by the way, gonna, no. When this video's up, it's gonna be way past that moment. See, do I have any messages? Why does my friend keep calling me at this time, you know? It's so late. Holy crap. Twilight still held a confused expression on her face. I don't get it. Don't you know Twilight? A stallion with an hourglass cutie mark stepped beside Derpy. She thought his name was Dr. Hoof or something. Derpy is the second fastest flyer in Ponyville, Dr. Hoof exclaimed. Why, just the other day, when I was constructing an incorporeal wormhole, Derpy flew fast enough to stop the thermonuclear reactor from imploding on itself. It was brilliant to see how fast she flew to stop the invasion. Okay. Muffins, Derpy agreed. Whatever Dr. Who was talking about flew straight over Twilight's head. However, she understood one thing. Lol. Derpy, can you fly to Philadelphia and bring Rainbow Dash back here in less than an hour? Derpy nodded. The Bullet Express train saves the muffin money. Lol. Oh my god. She's so adorable. Sorry if I'm knocking against my mic. Sorry. I'll take that as a yes. Hold on for a moment, though. Right? Twilight hastily brought out a piece of parchment from a nearby stand and quickly scribbled a message on it. It's not my best handwriting, but it does the job. She passed the note to Derpy. Pass this on to Rainbow Dash when you find her, okay, Derpy? Derpy did her trademark wall-eyed salute. Faster than muffin baking, the male pony took Twilight's note and stuffed it into her bag and launched itself in the air. Alright, we'll leave a trail so Rainbow Dash can quickly find us once Derpy gets here, Twilight told the other ponies. Fluttershy, Applejack, the two ponies stepped forward. Twilight both nervously averting their gaze, which was normal for Fluttershy but uncommon for Applejack. Twilight Sparkle disregarded Applejack's strange behavior. There were more important things to worry about right now. Ready, girls? It's time to find Rarity. Interesting. It's a great story so far. I think this is going to be another really long one. Cool. Alright, Bittersweet Part 6. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed or anything, but I've actually been having a lot of cuts in this one. I've had to record in multiple parts because the times I was reading an ad, it just took me really long and I was really tired. So this is like the third part. I hope I can get finished right now. Just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys noticed that or anything, but just the thing you guys should know. Right, part 6. We're nearly on the end. I'm going to do the final, the epilogue, and the alternate ending just because I want every piece done. Alright, part 6. Rainbow Dash was taking a nap up in her favorite tree, lazily watching the clouds drift by. Sure, the weather for the day was scheduled to be clear, but she was in no hurry since something simple like a bunch of clouds would only take her 10 seconds flat to clear out, as usual. Every pony could wait a little longer while she took her afternoon nap. As usual. Rainbow Dash being lazy. Where's Twilight when you need her? Twilight, get on it. Twilight. The rainbow-striped Pegasus let her eyes blink away to sleep. A peaceful, peaceful sleep. Hey, Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash. If a certain high-pitched, hyperactive voice didn't keep her awake. Oh, damn. I feel bad for her. Rainbow Dash grudgingly rolled and groggily glared at the pony that was keeping her from falling asleep. Wait, whoa. Okay, that's, weird. The pony in question was bouncing happily up and down, completely oblivious to the grumpy state Rainbow Dash was in after being woken up. What do you want, Pinkie Pie? Come on down, the hyperactive pink pony called out. There's a super duper extra special omega delicious super thing you must see. Oh, you have to see her. Rainbow Dash sighed and glided. Okay. Down from the tree and landed next to Pinkie Pie. Are you always this hyper, Pinkie? Seriously. The Pegasus let out a huge yawn. I'm gonna try more with like the sound effects. Pinkie Pie put a hoof to her chin, appearing to think deeply about Rainbow Dash's question. I don't know what you're talking about, Rainbow Dash, she finally said. This is me being normal, everyday, energetic Pinkie Pie self. Last time I was hyper was... I don't even remember the last time I was hyper. If this is normal, I'd hate to see hyper, Rainbow Dash muttered to herself. What was that, Rainbow Dash? Pinkie asked, grinning happily. Oh man, you liar. Oh, nothing, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash nervously scratched her mane. So, what's this thing you wanted to show me? You silly filly, if I told you, it wouldn't be a super duper ultra special surprise now, would it? The Pegasus pony giggled. Oh, Pinkie Pie, you are so random. Exactly. I think this is a flashback, honestly. I don't know what the fuck. I am confused. The pink earth pony energetically nodded. Well, duh. What fun would it be if I didn't throw in some excitement in every pony's lives? She grabbed Rainbow Dash by the hoof. Come on, Rainbow Dash. If we sit around any longer, then the super duper extra special omega delicious thing you have to see won't be so super duper anymore. Yeah. If you wait too long, yeah. Rainbow Dash had no idea how Pinkie could trot along with only 3 hooves on the ground. But you learned a long time ago not to question the strange ways of Pinkie Pie. Yeah, it's Pinkie Pie. Don't ask. Pegasus Pony happily obliged to letting Pinkie Pie lead her around. Much less work for her since all she had to do was hover while Pinkie dragged her around. LOL! Besides, this was probably just another one of Pinkie's parties again. Nothing too special. As expected, Pinkie Pie led Rainbow Dash to Sugar Cube Corner. As usual. Oh god, I'm getting messages again. Damn it, I should turn my Skype off when I start doing readings, and my mouse is not working. Mouse! Work! Ah. Okay, just asking. Busy reading Bittersweet. Just trying to catch up with my friend Not a Pony. Also the authors of some awesome fanfics. And I'm like, why did I say this? Why did I ask him if it was there? I'm trying to read here, damn it. Yeah, that's what I get. Is this where your super duper thing is? Rainbow Dash asked. No, silly, it's where my super duper extra special omega delicious thing is, Pinkie corrected. Come on, open the door, open the door! Rainbow Dash grinned and opened the door, and as expected, she was greeted with a sudden wave of confetti and waves of surprise! Inside Sugar Cube Corner was a lavishly decorated party. In other words, the standard Pinkie Pie party. As usual, every pony in Ponyville was there, and DJ Scratch Pony, or aka Pony, as I think I should say, was mixing the music at the turntable for every pony to dance to. Every pony was having a good time, and with the atmosphere, Rainbow Dash couldn't help but to smile, as usual. What's this for, Pinkie Pie? Rainbow Dash asked. Knowing her, it was for some trivial reason. Maybe it was Tuesday or something. Rainbow Dash wasn't exactly some pony who kept track of the days. Lol. However, for once, Pinkie didn't give out a straight-out answer. Well, it's for a special reason, Pinkie said softly. Special? Rainbow Dash was caught off guard by Pinkie's hushed tone. The Earth Pony nodded. You see, it's a party I've been planning for a super long time, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to throw it. You not wanting to throw a party? Rainbow Dash laughed playfully. Get out. Pinkie Pie just smiled warmly in response and waited for Rainbow Dash laughing to die out. Well, you see, Rainbow Dash, I have something to confess. You've been keeping something a secret from us, Pinkie? What, you spiked the cupcakes with hot sauce again? I don't think there's any pony who doesn't know about your pranks around here. No, it's not that, Rainbow Dash. For once, Pinkie looked like she was struggling with what she was going to say. Well, come on, Pinkie, Rainbow Dash playfully slapped her on the back. Spit it out. Well, actually, that cake looks super scrumptious. Pinkie quickly changed the subject. I think I'm going to take an itsy-bitsy tiny taste of it. She hopped over to the snack table. I think this is... yeah, this is definitely a flashback. You are so random, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash called out to her, laughing. The Pegasus watched Pinkie gorge herself on the sweets like she always did at her parties. Well, Dash couldn't always say she didn't enjoy Pinkie's randomness. It was always funny to see her shove all those sweets down her throat, like she was some kind of vacuum. All those cupcakes, pies, and candies. Wait a moment, sweets? Oh boy. Oh no. As Rainbow Dash watched Pinkie Pie eat, an eerie silence crept over the party. Hey, what's going on? Rainbow Dash thought. She looked over to the DJ table. Scratch was still doing her thing, but for some reason no sound could be heard from the speakers. Not only that, but the room had some sort of strange monochrome tint to it, a stark contrast from the usual color of Sugar Cube Corner. Oh boy. The only thing that retained its color in the room was Pinkie's vibrant mane. Hey, Pinkie, what's going on? The Earth Pony didn't appear to hear Rainbow Dash as she continued to eat sweets. Oh boy. Pinky? Pinky! Rainbow Dash was starting to feel unsettled by the strangeness of the situation. She started to trot over towards Pinky, but for some reason she never got any closer. In fact, it looked like Pinky was actually moving away from Rainbow Dash. The Pegasus started galloping, fearing that Pinky would disappear from her sight, but the pink pony continued to move farther away. Oh boy, it's that nightmare again. I've had some of those, and not a pony messages again. Yeah, he says that it's good that I'm reading it. Okay, cool. Rainbow Dash lifted off on her wings, frantically flying towards Pinkie Pie. She could feel the speed beneath her wings, but it still wasn't enough to catch up to Pinkie. Dash started to push her body as fast as she could, almost stretching the sound barrier to close the distance between her and Pinkie when finally... Oh no. Oh, now they're done with the story all over again. No! Rainbow Dash slammed into Pinkie Pie, knocking the cookie from her friend's mouth. Pinkie, you can't! You know what the doctor said. Just one more binge could kill you. Pinkie looked up at her friend, smiling with tears in her eyes. She gave a weak laugh. It's... Okay, Rainbow Dash. I'm not afraid. Rainbow Dash settled down on the floor, blinking at a crunching noise between her hooves. She looked down at the horror spreading over her face at all the crumbs. And it's not like one cookie would make much difference now anyways. But, Pinkie, what have you done? Rainbow Dash sped to turn the room apart, looking for that needle thing the doctors gave Pinkie. I already used that yesterday. It was torture, Rainbow Dash. Terrible. Can you imagine it? What if you suddenly weren't able to fly anymore? What if Applejack suddenly became lame? I couldn't help myself, Rainbow. It's going to be okay, Pinkie. You're going to be okay. We'll get you to the doctor. They can fix this. We can make you better. Pinkie looked at the floor, her mane hiding her eyes, laughs starting to sound more like sobs. Can you do me a favor, Dash? Can you hold me up a bit? I keep laughing, but it's not working as well as it used to. Rainbow Dash took a hold of Pinkie Pie. Don't worry, Pinkie Pie. I'll get you to the doctor as fast as I can. Just stop talking, okay? Save your strength, please. Pinkie Pie let out a weak cough. Hey, Rainbow Dash. Time froze for Rainbow Dash. She knew that Pinkie Pie collapsed before she got another word out, falling into a diabetic coma. That moment was forever frozen inside the Pegasus pony's brain. The sticky fruit odor coming off Pinkie's breath, the flush tint of Pinkie's skin. Mercy called it keto something, but what it was called didn't matter to Rainbow Dash. What the fuck? Hey, Rainbow Dash! Pinkie hopped in through the window that Rainbow Dash broke through. Shocked, Dash looked back down at her hooves and saw that Pinkie's body was missing. You silly filly, I'm over here! Pinkie Pie turned Rainbow Dash's head to make eye contact with her. Pinkie, what's going on? The pink pony said nothing and hopped over to a table filled with cakes. You know something, Rainbow Dash? There was a reason why I went on that last binge. Pinkie? The earth pony suddenly jumped down on a large pink cake. What are you doing? Rainbow called out frantically. Stop that! The Pegasus tried to restrain Pinkie, but when Dash grabbed a hold of Pinkie, a burst of static clouded Dash's vision, and Pinkie was suddenly standing somewhere. Do you know why I eat so many sweets? Pinkie asked Rainbow Dash. It's not just because I like the taste of them. Rainbow Dash tried to jump on the Pinkie again, but the static burst again when she tried. You see, it's not really that hard for me to restrain myself from eating sweets, Pinkie said. I could actually go weeks without a single cupcake. I know, I did it once before. Dash frantically leapt again for Pinkie, and again the static blacked her vision out. But sometimes I get this icky, stingy feeling in my heart, and when that happens, eating lots of sweets takes my mind off of it. So what happened that day, that couldn't really be helped. An intense static filled the room, and when it cleared, Dash found herself in a dark void with only Pinkie Pie and herself. So go ahead, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie said, smiling. Guess what caused me to go on that binge? Guess. Rainbow Dash gulped. I don't know. I know you already know, you silly filly. You just don't want to admit it, Pinkie continued to smile. The cause of that icky, squeaky feeling was... No, I don't want to hear it. Rainbow Dash frantically covered her ears, trying to block out Pinkie Pie's words. All Rainbow Dash could hear was white noise, but her eyes saw the words come off Pinkie Pie's lips. A single tear fell from Pinkie Pie's eyes as she spoke the words, the only flaw to her perfect smile. The world suddenly crumbled away. Rainbow Dash could feel herself falling, her wings unable to support her weight anymore. Pinkie Pie remained up in the air, becoming smaller and smaller until her pink coat blended in with the darkness. As Rainbow Dash fell, the words Pinkie uttered echoed in her thoughts, despite the soundless voice with which she spoke. The words felt like daggers piercing Dash's heart, crippled with the pain she felt. Okay, this is going to be a really tough one. I know I want to scroll down, but it'll probably break my heart. But since this is a reading, I have to read it. You know, maybe it's a heart attack or something? I don't know. And I'm not sure if I want to know. Because I'm already beginning to tear up again. Let's do it. You, Rainbow Dash. I died because of you. What the fuck? Wait, whoa. She ate sweets because she had something with Rainbow Dash. What? What? I don't get it. Why would she blame Dash for it? What the fuck? I am confused. My brain just exploded. I can't comprehend it. Why would she... The fuck, man? I don't even... I guess we'll find out. Let's keep reading. Pinkie Pie! Rainbow Dash woke from her afternoon nap, screaming Pinkie's name, as usual. As she regained her connection with reality, she noticed how heavily she was breathing and the sweat rolling down her mane. You alright, Rainbow Dash? Gilda flew down from a cloud to the tree Rainbow Dash was napping in. You woke me up with that yell of yours. What is it? Having nightmares about the dweeb you left back in Ponyville? Gilda joked. Rainbow Dash stayed silent for a moment. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine, Gil. Gilda shot Rainbow Dash concerned look. You sure about that, Dash? From what I see, you definitely do not look okay. I said I'm fine, Gilda, Rainbow Dash snapped. Whoa, chill, man, Gilda said. No need to snap. Oh, sorry, Gilda. Just had a bad dream, that's all. Gilda hesitated for a moment. Just a bad dream? Yeah, don't get your feathers in a bunch, Rainbow Dash brushed off the issue. Alright, sheesh. Gilda decided to drop the issue. I guess our plan to naff around's been ruined. What'd you say we go around paying some people? That'll make you feel better. Sure, why not? Rainbow Dash responded. Oh boy. Alright, cool. Gilda spread her wings, and Rainbow Dash followed suit. Now, how about we go pull a prank on that shopkeeper downtown? She shot me this nasty look last time I saw her. What's that? A bluish-gray blimp was flying closer towards Gilda and Rainbow Dash. At first, Rainbow Dash paid no attention to it, but as the shape got closer, Rainbow widened her eyes in recognition. The shape suddenly flew past Rainbow Dash and Gilda and crashed into a picnic table behind them. "The muffins have landed!" a voice called out from the rubble. "No way," Rainbow Dash said, shocked. "Derpy?" Oh boy. The wall-eyed pony picked herself up from the rubble and brushed herself up, then happily trotted towards Rainbow Dash. I'm choking. "Do you know this dweeb?" Gilda asked, keeping her distance from Derpy. Her eyes kind of creeped me out. "Oh, yeah, she's Ponyville's male pony," Dash explained. "Special delivery from Pseudodom Belmont." "What?" Derpy called out energetically. "Delivered faster than raining trampolines." Derpy dug out a small note from a mailbag and passed it to Rainbow Dash. Thanks?" Derpy gave her trademark wall-eyed salute. "Much more mail to be baked in pies." The mill pony took off to deliver her route in Philadelphia, leaving the confused pair behind. "Well, go on," Gilda said. "Open it." Rainbow Dash opened the letter. I like Twilight Sparkle voice. "Dear Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy told us you are probably in Philadelphia, and I sent this letter in hopes that Derpy hopes can locate you. I know the past few weeks have been hard for you, but an emergency has come up. You see, Rarity has been kidnapped by some really dangerous creatures in the Everfree Forest, and we need the help of every pony in order to find her. I'm extremely sorry to disturb you while you must feel so torn up on the inside because of Pinkie Pie's death, but this is urgent. Just think of how horrible it'd be if Ponyville lost another dear friend. Please, hurry back to Ponyville. Your faithful friend, Twilight Sparkle." Twilight, Twilight, Twilight Sparkle. Rainbow Dash froze. Rarity was in trouble, but how? Why? Oh, that didn't matter. A friend was in trouble. The Pegasus pony prepared to take off when suddenly a horrible thought struck her. What if she couldn't get there in time? If Rarity died before she could get back to Ponyville, wouldn't it be Rainbow Dash's fault for not being there? Oh, such an horrible thought plagued Rainbow Dash's mind, keeping her from taking off. Technically that's not true, but, people can, other ponies can see it that way. "'Tis complicated." "What does it say, Dash?" Gilda asked. "Come on, don't leave me hanging." Oh no. Rainbow Dash didn't hear Gilda. She didn't think she could live with the guilt if she failed to save Rarity. If she was too late to save her friend once more, the guilt would tear her apart from the inside. The Pegasus pony was frozen in place. She couldn't think about how she was too late to stop Pinkie Pie from eating herself to death. How it was her fault for not being fast enough. How it was her fault for killing Pinkie Pie. So she wasn't fast enough, but I don't get it. I still don't get it. I'm confused. Suddenly, a rough force snatched the letter away from Rainbow Dash's hooves, breaking this pony away from her thoughts. As Gilda read through the letter, her expression softened for a moment, before twisting into anger. "Rainbow Dash, what the hell is this?" The Pegasus pony's heart was beating frantically. What are you talking about, Gilda?" Dash said, trying to brush aside the issue. "Don't screw around with me, Rainbow Dash," Gilda bellowed angrily. She shoved the letter in Dash's face and underlined with her claw the part about Pinkie Pie's death. "This, right here, explain." "Oh, that, Rainbow Dash was at a loss of moments. I was at a loss for words. In response to the Pegasus's lack of response, Gilda crumpled up the letter, her fist shaken. "Stop screwing around and tell me!" Rainbow Dash flinched at the volume of Gilda's voice. "Oh, well, Pinkie Pie was diagnosed with diabetes," the Pegasus said emotionlessly. "She ate too much sugar, went into a coma, then died." That pink pony died. Rainbow Dash was silent. Gilda was shaken with anger. The hell? Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want you to worry, the Pegasus shouted. That's all. Damn it, Rainbow Dash! Gilda tore the note in pieces and threw it on the ground. What the hell, man? What the hell? The Griffin angrily paced around Rainbow Dash. And why the hell are you still here? What are you talking about? Gilda's eyes twitched in anger. That letter, your friend's in trouble, isn't she? So why are you still here? Because Rainbow Dash choked on her words. Oh, Celestia, Gilda grabbed Rainbow Dash. Don't tell me you're running away again. Me running away? Rainbow Dash shouted. That's ridiculous. Since when have I ran away? Oh, stop lying to yourself. Gilda threw the Pegasus down on the ground. That time in Flight Academy, you were in flight practice, and you lost control and crashed into that first year, remember? Rainbow Dash hung her head. Of course you do, Gilda continued. That first year only ended up with a sprained wing, and she already forgave you, but you ran away from your guilt. The blue Pegasus tried to cover her ears to block out the memories of the incident. Please don't bring that up. And why shouldn't I? Gilda shouted. You ran away without saying a word to any pony. You didn't even say anything to me. Did you know how much that hurt? Gilda's eyes were starting to water. But whatever, man. You're Rainbow Dash, right? You can only deal with things when it's convenient for you. But once things get really hairy, you skip town. That's how the Dash rolls, ain't it? Rainbow Dash flinched at the words Gilda spoke. No, that's not it. Then why the hell are you still here? Gilda once again grabbed the Pegasus and lifted her up from the ground. I thought you grew a little from your time in Flight Academy, but apparently not. You think that if something goes wrong, you can just cut yourself away from the situation and everything will be all sugar and rainbows, huh? Huh? Shut up! Rainbow Dash yelled desperately. You don't... What? You don't me? Not sure. Oh, wait. You don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about... What the fuck? That is a weird sentence. I don't know anything about you, Gilda said sarcastically. Me, the ones who's known you for most of your damned life? You think I can't read you? You think it's not obvious when you're in Philadelphia right after your friend died? You think that you're not being a coward? Gilda slapped Rainbow Dash, sending her spiraling to the ground. Gilda was breathing heavily, her shoulders heaving. The Pegasus slowly picked herself up. You think I don't know how I'm being a coward right now? Rainbow Dash asked, her voice cracking. Do you think I haven't beaten myself up enough from running away from Flight Academy all those years ago? Rainbow Dash threw herself back her mane, revealing the torrent of tears that ran down her face. I'm scared, Gilda, Rainbow Dash finally admitted. I'm scared that I won't be able to save Rarity. I'm scared that I have to watch her die the same way I watched Pinky. I'm so scared that I can't even spread my wings right now. I'm scared because I'm the one who let Pinkie Pie die. Gilda averted her eyes away from Rainbow Dash's pitiful expression. That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard. The Pegasus looked up at Gilda, hurt. But, who freaking cares, man? Gilda shouted, hiding her face from Rainbow Dash. You're putting way too much credit on yourself. I'm the one who let Pinkie Pie die. Weak, man, weak. Gilda turned her back on Rainbow Dash. So you say you're a coward. You know what? Maybe you are a coward. Maybe you're the biggest freaking coward in all of Equip. No, the world. You sure look like you are by moping around here anyway. Rainbow Dash, the greatest coward in the history of the world. That's what they'll call you now. But you know what? Who cares if you're a coward? What? Rainbow Dash stood there, confused. I said, who cares? Gilda continued. You may be a coward, but if there's one thing you got, it's loyalty. You're the most freaking loyal pony I've ever met. And even a coward can pretend to be brave when she's fighting for something. So what if you're scared? Just shove it and take life head on anyways. Gilda, so what the hell are you still doing here? Gilda asked, her voice cracking slightly. Sorry, I'm not gonna do voice cracks. Go put aside that fear and show how loyal you are. If you get that cowardice get in your way, you'll just regret it. Even more for not even trying to save your friends, the Griffin paused. Of course, you're perfectly welcome to continue moping around. No skin off my bones. Gilda. Hermitage wiped away her tears. Thanks. Shut up and go, Gilda said. I don't want to be seen hanging around with the loser who moves around all the time. Come back when you're cool again. Hermitage spread her wings. I'll make that a promise. She braced herself and lifted off, flying as fast as she can towards Ponyville, towards her friends. Gilda watched the rainbow Pegasus soar through the sky, wiping away the stream of tears flowing from her eyes. That frickin' dweeb. Okay, that left me just in great confusal. Honestly. I don't even... And my mouse is not working properly. I need to get a mouse mat. That was part 6, now it's part 7, and after that the final, but still. Was it because she wasn't fast enough to get her to not eat all those cookies? I don't get it! Ugh. Honestly, I don't get it. Alright, Bittersweet part 7. Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, and Fluttershy were creeping through the evergreen forest, carefully making sure that they kept the noise to a minimum. They may have been the rescue team, but that didn't mean they couldn't be attacked by, one of the dangerous creatures of the evergreen forest. Even the slightest rustle of bush make the ponies jump, putting all the ponies on edge. Twilight, Fluttershy timidly spoke up. Do you have lead on where Rarity might be? Twilight Sparkle was concentrating on her magic, maintaining a locator spell to try and pick up Rarity's trail. Sorry, Fluttershy, but I don't, Twilight said in hushed tones. This spell isn't powerful enough to survey the entire forest, especially with the amount of interference around the area. And I can't make it more powerful. It's hard to maintain as it is. Oh, well, okay, Fluttershy hung her head down. I hope we can pick up her trail soon. Don't worry, Fluttershy, we'll find her, Twilight reassured. I'm sure of it. Fluttershy smiled shyly. I believe in you, Twilight. Excuse me, Pony? Applejack cut in from behind the two. I think all this conversation should be shut down soon. Remember where we are. Oh, yeah, you're right, Applejack, Fluttershy responded. I'm sorry. Applejack gave a tired nod in acknowledgement. As long as y'all know what I'm talking about. Twilight Sparkle shot a concerned look at Applejack. The two of them never resolved what happened at Sweet Apple Acres, and a tense atmosphere hung around over the two of them ever since then. Applejack caught sight of Twilight's look and quickly averted her eyes from the unicorn. I'm sorry, but is every pony alright? Fluttershy noticed the strained atmosphere and decided to speak up about it. It seems you two have been down since we left Ponyville. Oh man, my voice is fucking up. There's nothing wrong, Sugar Cube, Applejack said, trying to cover up with what's going on. It's just that we're all worried about Rarity, that's all. She turned to the purple unicorn. Ain't that right, Twilight? Huh? Oh, yeah. Twilight bit her lip. It wasn't right to keep things like this, but this was neither the time nor the place to discuss their issues. True. Well, if you two say so. Fluttershy obviously didn't buy what the two ponies said, but she picked up that it wasn't an issue that needed to be openly discussed at the moment. So, where we head anyways, Twilight? Applejack asked lightly, as if she was trying to falsely reassure Fluttershy that nothing was wrong. Twilight was about to point out Applejack's obvious disregard for her earlier advice, but decided that it wasn't worth the trouble it would cause. I'm not really sure, Twilight admitted. We're just sort of going through the forest trying to pick up Rarity's trail. It'd be much more efficient if the three of us split up, but it's too risky of a maneuver to do. So, you're saying we're just wandering around aimlessly? Applejack criticized. Twilight Sparkle shook her head. Not exactly. We're taking the same path we took towards the ruins of the ancient sister pony sisters. but that's only because we walked it once before. If Rainbow Dash were here, I'd send her to scout out the area, and since she has the skill to do reconnaissance. But she's not here, and I don't want to risk sending Fluttershy by herself. I'm sorry, Twilight. No, it's not your fault, Fluttershy. Twilight took out a compass and a pocket watch from her saddlebags. Judging from the judging from the amount of time we've been walking, we're about 20 minutes away from the ruins at this place. Once we get there, we have to determine an alternate plan of action. As long as you know what you're doing, Twilight, Applejack commented dryly. Twilight silently stashed away her materials back in her saddlebags in response, not wanting to start another argument with Applejack. The trio spent the next couple minutes in an awkward silence. Twilight Sparkle concentrated on her spell while Applejack was blankly watching itself put one hoof in front of the other. Fluttershy looked upon the other two with a look of concern, but thought it would be the best to let it alone for now. The yellow Pegasus pony sighed. She hated it when her friends were fighting. Maybe I should do this with my fingers. By the way, that's supposed to be a crack. The three ponies froze in their tracks. They all took glances at their host, making sure it wasn't them who made the sound. I can't make the cracks loud enough. Crack. Fluttershy gulped. That wasn't you two, right? No, the two said simultaneously. Thump. The two ponies walking on the ground felt the vibration come from behind them. As instantly, they turned around, and the ponies were greeted by a dreadful sight. Uh-oh, nope. Uh-oh, that's not good. Standing behind them was a creature that had three heads. The main body and the head appeared to belong to a lion, while the head of a goat was protruding over its back at the center of its spine, all leading into the creature's tail, which spouted the body of a snake that spat venom towards the ponies. Chimera! Fluttershy squealed. At the Pegasus's cry, the Chimera roared, causing the three ponies to launch forward, running at their highest speeds. Why are we running? Applejack cried out. Can't you calm it down somehow, Fluttershy? I can't, Fluttershy admitted. Chimeras are vicious creatures, and that one looks hungry. Can't you use the stare at it on it? Applejack asked frantically. It has three heads, Fluttershy squeaked. While I stare at one, the other two can get me. But you took on a dragon, Sugar Cube. But a dragon isn't a chimera. Oh, stop arguing, you two, and run! Twilight Sparkle shouted. The chimera was hot on the pony's tails, threatening to capture one of them as they slipped up. The ponies weaved around the trees, trying to loot the chimera, but it refused to give up the chase. To the chimera, the ponies were its meal tickets, and the hungry beast wasn't about to let a free meal get away from it. In order to increase their speed and put up more distance between them and a chimera, the three ponies dropped their supply of saddlebags, but the increased speed seemed to have no effect on how close the chimera seemed. It seemed that the chimera was going to catch up to the ponies. However, look, every pony clearing up the head, Fluttershy shouted as loudly as her small voice could go. Get ready to jump, though there's a cliff up the head. Oh boy. That was a cat. I thought it was my mom. Maybe we can lose the chimera there. We have to try, Applejack called out. Taking the leap, Fluttershy quickly flew over the gap. Applejack leaped over the crevice with all her strength and barely landed on the other side. The two ponies braked to a halt and noticed that some pony was missing. Girls, Twilight Sparkle yelled desperately. The unicorn was hanging onto the ledge with a single hoof. She wasn't strong enough to make the jump by herself. I'm slipping. Hold on, Sugar Cube. I'm a-comin'. Applejack flung herself over to the ledge, just barely catching Twilight before she lost her grip on the ledge. Oh, thank goodness you caught her, Fluttershy said, relieved as Applejack pulled Twilight over the ledge. For a moment there, I thought, oh no, look out! Twilight Sparkle and Applejack looked back over the ledge, where they saw the Chimera in midair after taking the jump the ponies took. At the rate, blah, blah. I can't talk. At the rate it was going, the Chimera would have landed with its front claws digging into Twilight's head. The purple unicorn was frozen, unable to react quick enough to cast any sort of spell that would save her from the impending doom headed towards her. A small tear formed in her eye as she prepared for the inevitable. Derp. Whoa. Like hell I'm gonna let you let claw my friend. Applejack leaped into action before any pony else could react, jumping up to give a brutal kick to the oncoming Chimera. Somehow the kick managed to connect in midair with the Chimera's lioness head, diverting enough force to make the Chimera fail its jump. In exchange, however, the Chimera managed to dig its claws into one of Applejack's hind hooves, leaving a painful gash. Oh no. The Chimera fell down into the depths of the crevice, and Applejack was able to kick herself back onto the ledge where the other two ponies were at. Huh, ain't nothing to it, Applejack said lightly. Oh, dear Celestia, Twilight put a hoof over her mouth to her mouth in shock. You're bleeding, Applejack. Oh, this old thing? Ain't nothing to worry about. Just a little scratch is all, Applejack said, trying to hide the pain from her face. Stop kidding around, Applejack, Twilight frantically surveyed the area. Fluttershy? Yes, Twilight? Fluttershy was extremely worried and jittery about Applejack's injury. Head back over the crevice and search for saddlebags, Twilight ordered. There should be some first aid equipment in some of them, so please hurry. I'm on it. Fluttershy quickly flew off back in the direction they came from to search for the bags. The purple unicorn turned her attention back to Applejack's injury. From the looks of it, the gash was pretty deep, and blood was flowing freely from her wound. Oh dear, what should I do? Twilight didn't know much at all about medical magic. She only read a couple of books on the subject while she was passing the time back at Canterlot. She wanted to vomit at the sight of Applejack's blood, but the Earth's pony's life depended on her keeping it together. Hey, why are you looking so worried, Sugar Cube? Applejack asked, smiling weakly. It's nothing to worry your head about. I'm gonna be alright. Applejack's weak voice brought tears to Twilight Sparkle's eyes. Shh, don't talk. Save your energy, okay? I guess I should. Applejack winced as she tried to move her leg. Ouch. I guess I'm not going anywhere for a bit. Twilight bit her lip. Regardless of if she wasn't skilled at medical magic, she had to try something to keep Applejack from bleeding out. Gathering up the faint memory of what was written in that medical book she read, the unicorn concentrated magic on Applejack's wound. Yawn, 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 yawn. What are you doing, Twilight? A cloud of magic burst from Twilight's horn, setting itself onto the gash. I'm using my magic to try to slow down the flow of blood in your system, Twilight said, panting from the effort she was exerting. Oh, this is a tough spell, and I'm not used to it, so it's taking a lot of energy. I don't want you to wear yourself out, Sugar Cube, Applejack yelled. Shut up, Applejack. I am not going to let you die from this. Applejack stared into the Earth Pony's eyes for the first time since the incident at Sweet Apple Acres. You're my friend, so I have to do whatever I can until Fluttershy gets back here. Is that so, huh? Applejack stared back into Twilight's eyes. I'm sorry, Sugar Cube. I didn't mean to snap at you the way I did back then. Just stop talking, Applejack. You have to save your energy until we get you stable. Shucks, Twilight, this ain't bad, Applejack lied. You're a horrible liar, Applejack, Twilight said, tears streaming down her face. I guess I am, Applejack smiled. Forgive me for lying to you, Sugar Cube. You see, I just don't want any pony to worry about me. You probably saw right through my act back on the farm. Twilight's spell faltered for a moment due to the emotional interference, but she quickly concentrated again after seeing Applejack wince of pain from the increased blood flow. Please, save your energy, Applejack. I'm afraid I can't do that, Sugar Cube. Applejack smiled again. It'd be a shame if I left this world without letting you know how dear a friend to me, how dear a friend you are. To me you are. Don't talk as if you're going to die, Applejack, Twilight yelled. I'm not going to, Sugar Cube. Tears welled up in the corner of the ears pony's eyes. I just want to get over things while I still have the nerve. I'm normally not some pony who talks about all this emotional stuff. So it takes your leg being cut open to talk about it then? Oh god, let me mute it. Alright, sorry for that. Where was I? So it takes your leg being cut open to talk about it then? Twilight joked, trying to lighten the mood slightly. I guess. Applejack gave a dry laugh. You know, when Pinkie Pie died, all I felt was anger at everything. I felt sad like every pony else at first, but I'm stubborn, so I didn't want any pony to see me cry. But look at me now. The tears she held back were now flowing freely across Applejack's face. Yeah, I mean, I guess I always thought of myself as the older pony who looked after every pony else, so I couldn't show any weakness. Don't do that, Applejack. No pony can be strong all the time. Twilight softly put her hoof on Applejack's. You've got your friends, so there's no need to hold back anything from us. I know that, Sugar Cube. Applejack wrapped her uninjured hoof around Twilight's. I'm just as stubborn as a mule sometimes, that's all. Twilight, Applejack! Fluttershy came flying in with the lost saddlebags. She dropped them down next to Twilight before tiredly collapsing on the ground. I didn't know which one was yours, Twilight. I'm sorry. Twilight frantically dug through the saddlebags, emerging with a white first aid kit, as usual. She lifted the gauze and the disinfectant and started to dress Applejack's wound. Is she going to be okay, Twilight? Fluttershy asked quietly. Twilight was applying the gauze sponges to absorb the blood flowing out of the wound while casting a spell to relieve Applejack's pain. We're cutting it kind of close, but Twilight gave a sigh of relief as soon as she noticed the blood flow starting to decelerate. I think she's going to be okay. The wound was thankfully not as deep as I thought. Fluttershy collapsed after hearing Twilight's confirmation. Thank goodness she's going to be alright. Oh boy. Twilight Sparkle wiped the sweat off her forehead. Applejack should rest here for a bit to recuperate. Oh man, this thing's getting awfully hot because I have my headset around my neck. Let me just adjust this real quick. Oh, there we go. Much better. What about Rarity? Oh, what about Rarity? Applejack inquired, her voice still somewhat weak. Twilight hesitated. I was thinking we should split up. I'll go on ahead and Fluttershy will stay behind and look after you. As if Twilight spoke, Applejack bellowed, I'm not going to let a friend walk into the great unknown all by a lonesome. Yeah, Fluttershy agreed. You guys, Twilight gulped down the warmth emanating from her heart. Are you sure? You lost a lot of blood, Applejack. Y'all can support me. Applejack stood up wobbly after Twilight finished putting on the bandages and put a hoof over Twilight's shoulder. I won't be able to run around, but that doesn't mean I can't walk. Well, but I'm sorry, but Fluttershy cut in. Rarity needs us, Twilight. all of us. Twilight threw her hooves up in the feet. I guess it can't be helped. She gave a small smile to her two friends. Then what we're waiting for, Applejack shouted as energetically as she could. Let's continue on our way. The three ponies smiled at each other and threw their saddlebags back on. Twilight took the compass out of her bag and examined her surroundings. We went a little off course when we were running away from the Chimera, but we should be pretty close to the ruin. Suddenly, a shrill cry echoed through the forest. Some pony, help me! No, I'm not going to scream because I'm going to get a lot of people pissed off at me for screaming in the middle of the night. Oh boy. The three ponies turned their heads towards the direction the scream came from. Oh no, Twilight hurriedly stuffed the compass back in her bag. Rarity? Rarity frantically dodged the pair of claws that were attempting to dig inside her. LOL! Sidestepping away from the wolves who were assailing her. You're wasting your breath, pony, Gruff shouted. There's no one around to hear you cry. Rarity ignored the wolf's comments. Instead of choosing to divert her thoughts on how she could escape, she led the wolves close to the ruins of the ancient pony sisters by selectively choosing to dig up gemstones that only led in the direction of the ruins. When they were close enough to the ruins, Rarity chose to make a break for it and find a hiding place in the ruins to lose the wolves. Unfortunately, the wolves noticed her trying to make her escape and cornered her on the outskirts of the ruins. Shadow took a swipe at Rarity, but Rarity used her magic to manipulate a vine on the ground, tipping the wolf up. As if I'd let a cretin like you touch me, Rarity commented. Why, you get back here! Shadow quickly picked himself up and attempted to swipe at Rarity again. But Rarity managed to pull off the same trick twice and kept Shadow down. That's what you get for trying to harm Rarity. I just love doing it that way, Rarity. The unicorn could be as haughty as she wanted, but she knew that she was getting in deep trouble right now. If there was only one wolf around, she'd be able to defend herself long enough to escape, but there were two here. While Rarity concentrated on tripping up one wolf, the other one could sneak on her. Speaking of which, Rarity quickly ducked as a claw came swooping over her head. She let off a kick with her hind hooves, connecting with Gruff's face. Thank goodness the other wolf was a moron. Otherwise, she'd already been dead. As Gruff stumbled on the ground, Rarity saw a chance to make a break for it. She took off away from the wolves and headed into the ruins. This was it. She was about to make her escape. Damn it. A sudden pain struck Rarity in the back of her head, causing her to tumble onto the ground. A heavy rock fell down to the ground next to her. Don't think you can get away that easily, pony. Shadow made his way towards Rarity. We only need that magic of yours, so if we have to break one or two hooves, it ain't no fur off our skin. Oh boy. The unicorn frantically picked herself up, but it was too late. Shadow had already got a hold of Rarity's hooves. Oh dear, if her hooves were broken, how could she ever become Equestria's most fabulous pony now? Her genes would be crushed along with her body. Rarity shut her eyes and braced herself for the pain. Wait! Another pony's voice echoed through the forest, causing Shadow to loosen his grip for a second. Rarity used that opportunity to deliver a swift kick to his face before running towards the voice. Twilight, Sparkle, Fluttershy, Applejack, Rarity ran to join the other three ponies. Oh, thank goodness you're here. Those cretins over there were about to ruin my career. We're just glad you're okay, Rarity, Fluttershy said softly. Although, I'm sorry, your mane is hideous. Rarity's mane and hooves were covered in dirt from all the digging she was supposed to do. Oh, don't worry about it, girls. Let's just make our escape quickly. Twilight Sparkle grimaced. We can't. Applejack's injured. You just think just because you've got some friends here, you can get away. Shadow and Gruff furiously bared their fangs. We'll skin the lot of you. I'd like to see y'all try, Applejack taunted. She was about to leap into action when she fell over from the pain. This darn injury. Darn injury. The two wolves were about to descend upon the group of ponies when Twilight hurriedly erected a bubble barrier around their group with her magic. The wolves crashed into the barrier and quickly regained their footing. Don't think a trick like this will keep you away from us forever. The wolves started beating mercilessly on the barrier. Twilight sparkled winching with each strike. Oh dear, will you be able to keep this up, darling? Rarity asked wearily. I don't think I can, Twilight admitted. I've used up a lot of magic a little while ago while mending Applejack's wound. I can only hold out like this for a couple minutes at best. If I wasn't injured, I'd give them moments a piece of my mind, Applejack said angrily. What are we supposed to do after the barrier gives out? Fluttershy asked. I don't know, Twilight bit her lip. At a last resort, I could try casting an explosion spell. But it'd be too risky with how close they are, not to mention that I'd pass out from exhaustion of using so much magic today. And what if I fail? We're doomed. At this rate, you might have to resort to that spell sugar cube, Applejack pointed out. Oh boy. Oh. Oh yes, that's gonna get good. We're gonna get Michael Bay up in this bitch. Twilight grimaced. It looked like there was no safe way out of the situation. Each and every blow those wolves put on the barrier strained her mentally. At this point, she was already unsure if she'd be able to pull off the spell, but it looked like there was no other way. The purple unicorn gulped, prepared to relinquish the barrier and unleash the explosion spell. Here goes nothing. Twilight released the barrier and a brilliant flash of light filled the air. However, while Twilight dispersed the barrier, she didn't cast her explosion spell yet. Looks like I've arrived just on time, the Blue Pegasus said cockily. Never fear, Rainbow Dash, Equestria's greatest young flyer, future member with the Wonderbolts, and all-around awesome pony, here to save the day. Oh god. She's doing that thing again? And that's the end of part 7. On to the final, the epilogue, and the alternate ending. Oh boy. Bittersweet. Part final. That should be final part, damn it. Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Fluttershy, and Rarity stared agape at Rainbow Dash's sudden appearance. It seemed like a miracle for the Blue Pegasus to arrive at the moment she did. Twilight was the first to snap out of her stupor. Rainbow Dash, what in Celestia's name took you so long? She shouted. By Celestia's beard. The Pegasus in question shrugged. Just have to take care of a few things, that's all. No worries. Rainbow Dash put her hoof to her chest. I got it all figured out now. Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy squeaked. Look out! It's not. Chodo and Gruff already shook out of their surprise from Dash's arrival and were about to charge on to Rainbow Dash. In the nick of time, the Pegasus pony leaped up into the air to dodge taunting her assailants. You think you can catch me? Fat chance! The wolves howled in response and tried harder to land a blow on the fast-flying pony. Twilight Sparkle bit her lip. Rainbow Dash may be able to go toe-to-toe with the wolves using her acrobatics for now, but those wolves aren't stupid. Twilight could tell that they changed their strategy and go for the other ponies soon enough. Rainbow Dash, the unicorn shouted, keep them busy. We're going to find some place in the ruins to recuperate. As if we let you. As if we'd let you. Shadow's yell was interrupted by Dash delivering a swift kick to the back of his head. Why, you... Rarity, Fluttershy, go on ahead, Twilight said, supporting Applejack's weight. Applejack and I will be right behind you. Oh, fine, darling. Rarity grudgingly went along with Twilight's order. I do hope you know what you think by sending us in there, though. Rarity and Fluttershy ran into the ruins with Twilight and Applejack slowly following behind. Rainbow Dash, come after us once you've given us enough time to get away, Twilight ordered. You got it, Twilight, Dash shouted after her, dodging the stones the wolves were throwing at her. Twilight led the injured Earth Pony into the ruins, leaving Rainbow Dash to fend for herself. Ugh, Gruff, chase after them, Shadow roared. On it, boss. Gruff attempted to chase, but Rainbow Dash interrupted him by flinging over a rock in his head. Na 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 na, you can't catch me, Dash taunted again. However, Dash hit her taunt too soon, as Shadow managed to land a blow on Rainbow Dash with a projectile rock. Dash lost her balance and spiraled close to the ground, catching her balance again before she finally crashed. You made me fast, pony, Shadow growled. But us two has been in more scuffles than you can count. Rainbow Dash snorted at the threat and spread her wings. I'd like to see your power match my speed. Bring it on! Why does PJ keep coming online? I keep getting notifications of him. Applejack... Oh, wait. Derp. Twilight, Applejack, over here, Rarity called out. The four ponies made their way to the altar room where the elements of harmony once stood. Fluttershy flew over to Twilight to help her support Applejack, and the three of them walked over to Rarity. Applejack removed herself from the other two ponies' supports. Alright, Sugar Cube. Why do we have to hide anyways? I reckon there were more than enough of us to take on those wolves now than Rainbow Dash here. You think we could take them? Just look at the state of our group, Twilight pointed out. Rarity and I are exhausted and can't cast a proper spell. You're injured, Applejack, and Fluttershy. The yellow Pegasus hung her head. I'm sorry. The only one of us who's in fighting condition is Rainbow Dash, Twilight continued, as she can only do so much against those beasts. So what do we propose we do, darling? Rarity asked, trying to rid herself of some of the dirt on her mane. As usual. I don't know, Twilight admitted. But if we rest for a bit and regain our strength, I'm sure we can do something. I just hope Rainbow Dash can hold out long enough. Rarity, what are you doing? The white unicorn was dashing through the room, peeking through all the doors. Oh, Twilight, Rarity responded. I'm trying to find this place's library. Rarity, you need to conserve your strength, Twilight shouted. Hush, darling, Rarity said. If we find the library, there might be an ancient spell we can use to bring back Pinkie Pie. The other three ponies faced the spell. Rarity? Applejack cut in. Are you feeling alright? Of course not. My mane is absolutely filthy, Rarity answered. Applejack shook her head. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Then you have to make yourself clear, dearie. The vagueness simply won't do. Applejack hesitated to speak. Well, you do know that Pinkie Pie is dead, right? Rarity stopped in her tracks at Applejack's words, before she quickly resumed her survey of the new rooms. Of course I know that, Applejack. That's why I'm trying to find a way to bring her back. Ha ha ha. Twilight trotted over to Rarity and put her hoof down. Rarity, stop. Rarity shot Twilight an annoyed expression. I know you've given up, dear, but that doesn't mean every pony else has to. Now, go remove yourself from my path. Twilight refused to budge from her position, and Rarity sighed and attempted to go around her, but the purple unicorn stopped her again by putting a hoof on her shoulder. Rarity brushed off Twilight's hoof. What is your problem, darling? I know Rarity's voice is not British. This is the best I can do, alright? You can't bring ponies back to life, Twilight yelled. It just can't be done. Well, I'll have you know, Twilight sparkled, that it can be done, Rarity said in her usual haughty manner. The chorus said it could be, and we could find a method to bring her back in these ruins. Twilight was caught off guard by Rarity's words. What? But not even Princess Celestia can revive the dead. I'm about to prove you wrong then, darling. Rarity. Rarity tried to get around Twilight, but the other unicorn stopped her again. What is it this time? Even if there is a method, Twilight muttered, it's still not right to disturb the dead. Oh boy. God damn it, a reference. I'm pretty sure it's not a reference, but I just recognize it. Rarity lost her composure for a second. But it's Pinkie Pie. If any pony not suited to the dreariness of the afterlife, it'd be her. Oh god. Afterlife. You're probably thinking, like, what the hell are you talking about, Rainbow? Well, I'm talking about the song Afterlife by Avenged Sevenfold. Which just goes, I don't belong here, we gotta move out. Wait, derp, that's another one. I don't belong here, I gotta move out here. Escape from this afterlife, 'cause this time I'm right to move on and on. Far away from here. Just search it up on YouTube. There should be a video for it. Rarity, Fluttershy finally cut into the conversation. I'm sorry, but I agree with Twilight. It's not right to bring back the dead. You too, Fluttershy, Rarity asked, shocked. But surely you won't have Pinkie Pie back too. Applejack limped over to Rarity. We all want Pinkie Pie back. The Earth Pony gave Rarity a sympathetic look. But it just ain't right to mess with a circle of life. But, Rarity's eyes began to tear up. Life's just so empty without her. The other ponies were caught off guard. For the first time in her life, Rarity was crying genuine tears. Completely unlike the overdramatic crying Rarity always enjoyed putting out. The three ponies didn't know how to respond other than to lend Rarity a shoulder to cry on. I know I've always complained about it, Rarity mourned, but I never really knew how big of a part of every pony's life she was, especially for me. It was like there's a large Pinkie Pie shaped void in my head. I can't design, I can't sew, I can't do anything what they're missing. We all feel the same way, Twilight sympathized. That's why I wanted to bring it back, Rarity said tearfully. If it was only me who felt this emptiness, I would have been content to suffer on my own, but every pony's pain was too much, so I wanted to do something, anything, just to ease every pony's pain. I know it's wrong to mess around with death, but every pony was just so broken, you see. We understand, Rarity, Twilight comforted. Applejack and Fluttershy nodded in agreement. But you can't heal every pony by yourself. Sometimes you just have to let others cope with things themselves. You really think so, Twilight? Rarity asked. Well, Twilight glanced at Applejack. Sometimes a pony wants to be by themselves. But as a friend, you'll have to be ready to give them a shoulder to cry on. Oh no. I guess you're right, Twilight. Rarity wiped the tears from her eyes, but we still need to search for the library. There might be a different spell we can use to escape from this sticky situation. It's too late for that, Pony. The four ponies looked in the direction of the voice and were greeted by the two wolves. Rainbow Dash was struggling in Gruff's grasp, trying to break free. I'm sorry, guys. They hit me with a sucker punch, Dash yelled. You no good low-life scum. Let me go. Gruff tightened his grip on Dash. Fat chance, Pony. Struggle anymore, I'll break you in two. Oh, don't you do that. I'll fucking break the fourth or grab your ass and fucking cut you in half. Love and tolerance, my ass. Nah, just kidding. Raven Dash glared at her captor, but decided it was best to keep her mouth shut. Well, I have to say, this was pretty annoying, Shadow said. But now that we got you cornered, it's over, he beckoned to Rarity. Now, let me offer you a deal. Come with us and be our slave, and we'll let all your friends go. Refuse, and, well, he signaled to Gruff, and the other wolf increased the pressure on Rainbow Dash. The Blue Pegasus gasped in pain. You can guess the outcome. You cretins, Rarity yelled. Call us what you want, but don't forget we're offering you a deal, Shadow smirked. How do we know if you'll even keep your side of the agreement? Applejack shouted. You don't, Shadow stated simply. But can you afford not to believe us? Shh, Applejack turned to Twilight Sparkle. What you think we should do, Sugar Cube? Rarity and Fluttershy turned to Twilight, hoping for an answer too. Twilight tried to hide herself due to all the pressure, and she whacked her brains for trying to find some sort of solutions. Her eyes darted all around the room, looking for something she can use to improve the situation. Wait, derp. However, all she could see were pillars, rubble, the altar. Wait a moment. An idea suddenly sparked in Twilight's mind. Rarity, Twilight said in hushed tones. How much do you know about combustion spells? Combustion spells, Rarity tilted her head. Not much outside of the basic unicorns learned back in the Philly Academy. That's good enough. Now listen, Rarity. Twilight lowered her voice even more to make sure the wolves couldn't hear what she was saying. I want you to concentrate all your magic on a combustion spell in front of these wolves, okay? What? But even if you and I combined our magic, it would barely be even a spark. What you planning, Twilight Sparkle? Applejack asked cautiously. A last-ditch effort, Twilight said calmly. Applejack, Fluttershy, Rarity. If this doesn't work, I want you all to know that you are all my very best friends. Oh no. I'm sure it'll work, Twilight, Fluttershy squeaked. We believe in you. We don't have all day, Shadow roared. Make your decisions now, or we'll snap the blue pony's neck. Oh, no you don't. I'll write a fic where I come over to you and fucking kill you. All right, Rarity shouted. I'm on my way. Don't do anything you might regret. The two wolves smirked as Rarity started to slowly walk over to them. She glanced over into Rainbow Dash's eyes, trying to tell her that they've got a plan. Rainbow Dash appeared to get the message, and preparing herself. Now, Rarity! The two unicorns concentrated their last vestiges of their magic to create a small explosion in front of the wolves. Startled, Gruff loosened his grip enough on Rainbow Dash, allowing the Pegasus to break free and fly over to her friends. Ha ha! Rainbow Dash shouted. Looks like you losers just lost your hostage. As if that changes anything, the wolves growled. So much for giving you ponies a chance to go free. We're going to kill the lot of you. Oh boy. Oh yes. Oh yes. As if, Twilight yelled. The moment she had finished casting the combustion spell, the immediate set forth on another spell. A spell that she only ever used once before. Bursts of light suddenly surrounded each of the 5 ponies. Twilight, Fluttershy stuttered. This feeling, what are you? The elements of harmony? Rarity yelped, noticing the familiarity of the magic that surrounded her. But there's only 5 of us. How in Celestia's name are we going to make it work? Just believe, Twilight shouted over the whirlwind of her magic. Stop what you're doing right now! The 2 wolves ran to attack the ponies, but the whirlwind of magic prevented them from getting close. Twilight Sparkle shut her eyes and concentrated. She had the spirit of kindness, with Fluttershy's reassurance that everything will eventually be okay. She had the spirit of honesty, with Applejack's admitting her true feelings and discarding the veil of anger she hid behind. She had the spirit of generosity, with Rarity's wish to bring back happiness to Ponyville for every pony else, not for herself. And she had the spirit of loyalty, with Rainbow Dash's return to help her friends in times of need. However, she was trying to summon the magic of the elements with one missing. The spirit of laughter, which had been missing from every pony's hearts since Pinkie Pie's funeral. But surely 5 will be enough to banish these wolves. It's not like they needed this full pile like with Nightmare Moon, right? Twilight could feel the strain that casting the incomplete spell was putting on her mind. She couldn't fail here. If she did, who knows what would happen to them. The whirlwind of magic was steadily getting weaker and weaker as Twilight faltered. Soon enough, those wolves would be able to attack him, and all would be lost. Oh no, no way. No, no, no. When a sudden familiar voice enthusiastically cut through the whirlwind, Did some pony order a party? No! No, 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 no way. No way. The wavering spell suddenly regained its structure. Oh god, not a pony. Damn it! I'm getting to the part where the wolves are getting banned to the moon. Thanks for interrupting. Let's continue. This is getting excited. The waving spell suddenly regained its structure, and the whirlwind picked up speed again. Magic surged through Twilight and the other ponies, rejuvenating their minds and bodies. The ponies felt as if they had unlimited power and were surrounded by the warm glow of the rainbow. No, it can't be, Shadow turned to gruff. We have to retreat. That's the same spell in our history book that Celestia used to. The rainbow swallowed the two wolves up before they could get another word out. A brilliant flash of light filled the dark corners of the ruins, and when it cleared, the only thing that could be seen were the ponies that cast the spell. I can't believe that word, Twilight exclaimed. Is every pony alright? More than alright, Sugar Cube. Applejack pranced around Twilight. Look, my hoof's fixed up. And my mane is so clean, Rarity added, nuzzling her purple mane. Oh, I'll never let it get dirty again. What happened to those wolves? Fluttershy squeaked. Oh boy. Squee? They didn't die, did they? There was no hint the wolves ever existed in the ruins anymore. Twilight patted Fluttershy's head. Don't worry, the elements of harmony don't cast magic to harm, only to purify. They aren't dead, but I'm sure they've been transported to some place they can't do harm to any pony anymore. Damn it. Dude, it's what I do. Tell them not a pony says hi. Oh, okay, not a pony said hi. Done. Now, let me get back to the most exciting part. Girls, Rainbow Dash shouted. I think you should see this. The other ponies turned to where Rainbow Dash was pointing, and as soon as they saw what she saw, their jaws fell agape. No way. Twilight Sparkle shouted. No! What the fuck? I don't get it anymore. I'm confused. I are so confused. Why does every pony look so shocked? Oh wait. Oh wait. Don't tell me. It's a giant enormous cookie. No? The most delicious cupcake ever? No, don't tell me. I want to guess and win the prize. It's a Pinkie Pie. What? Just me? The pink earth pony frowned. I don't see how that's a surprise to any pony. I don't want to spoil it for myself. I just don't think, I don't even have a party going on. Damn it, I scrolled up again. Fuck. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Spoiler. No. Rainbow Dash was the first to react, flying as fast as she could to hug Pinkie. However, instead of wrapping her arms around the earth pony, Rainbow Dash crashed in the ground behind her. No! Fuck! It was too good to be true! No! It was too good to be true. What? Dash stuttered. Oh, neato, Pinkie Pie bounced around. I'm all entangleable and stuff. I could totally make a new party game out of this. No, wait, a haunted house. This is perfect for a haunted house. Twilight tried to cut in. Pinkie, But a haunted house can't just have a ghost pony. There needs to be something else. Oh, I know, zombie ponies. Pinky, then all those zombie ponies could be all like, grah, grah. And then the other ponies could be like, zombie ponies. Then I'll be like, no, silly, I'm a ghost pony. And they'd be all like, Pinky! Twilight Sparkle screeched. Hey, Twilight, what's up? Pinky asked in her normal Pinkie Pie way. Oh, darling. Rarity was tearing up. Applejack and Fluttershy were following suit. Why does every pony look so sad? I mean, like, not like any pony died or something. Oh, wait. Pinkie Pie frowned as if she suddenly remembered something. Oh, yeah, I died. Neato. I guess I really am a ghost pony. How can we I don't... You know what? I'm not even going to argue with it. It's Pinkie Pie. No arguments. Twilight spoke hesitantly. Pinkie, how did you become a ghost pony? Pinkie twisted her head in thought. Well, I don't know. I was in a shiny white place that looked like winter, and then for some reason, something else that was shiny felt like it was pulling my heart. And then wham, I was here. It's still pretty shiny, too. Pinkie pointed to the necklace that was hanging around her neck. No way. The elements of harmony, Twilight gasped. Yeah, I guess it was that. Some pony's voice in my head told that the elements of harmony have to stay together, so I had to come back and leave it here. I guess I should do that now. No. Pinkie unhooked the necklace and it turned to light and launched off into the sky to search for the new inhabitant of the spirit of laughter. Bye-bye, necklace. No, no. Come on, Pinkie. No. Fuck, man. Come on. None of the ponies really knew what to say to Pinkie Pie now that she was in front of them. They were all frozen in shock at the sight of friends whom they were never supposed to see again. Well, aren't you all party poopers? Pinkie frowned. You all look so gloom and doom. Laugh and smile, will you? Oh! Pinkie started sparkling. Cool like an ornament, and I'm feeling lighter too. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. I wanted that Pinkie back. Come on. The realization that Pinkie was about to disappear for the last time suddenly hit every pony. Wait, Pinkie, they all called out. Silly fillies, I can't stay. I'm dead, remember? And dead ponies don't tell no tales. Unless I tell you all a story right now, but I don't think there's a time for that, Pinkie said jokingly. Pinkie Pie! Rainbow Dash tried to hug Pinkie again, but fell through her for the second time. Pinkie finally gave a sad look through every pony. You know, when I was dying, I felt the most saddest, most miserable feeling in the world, Pinkie confessed. I felt like I was letting every pony down by giving in to my sugar cravings. Especially you, Rainbow Dash. She put her hoof on Dash's shoulder, but to the blue Pegasus only arrows touching her. I didn't get to say this before, but Rainbow Dash, I love you. Tears welled up in Rainbow Dash's eyes. I love all of you too, Pinkie turned her head to her other friends. I love Twilight for her super duper knowledge on everything. I love Applejack for all her delicious apples. I love Fluttershy for her adorable shyness. And I love Rarity for her fabulousness. I love every pony for every reason, so when I was dying, I was really sad. But not because I'll never see you all again, but because if I disappeared, every pony else would be sad, and I couldn't stand to think of the sad expressions every pony would have. The other ponies were crying freely at Pinkie Pie's words, but the one crying the hardest was Rainbow Dash. So I want to ask every pony a favor, Pinkie smiled. Don't be sad anymore. When you all think of me, I want you to think of all the fun parts and all the fun thoughts. I don't want you all to cry when you think about me, but laugh instead. That way, I can rest peacefully, knowing that my friends will be okay. Can you all do that for me? Every pony but Rainbow Dash nodded, unable to speak properly due to the tears. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. You're all my very, very super duper best of best friends. A single tear streamed down Pinkie Pie's face, but the pink earth pony smiled brightly despite that. It's About time for me to go. I can feel it in my twitchy, twitchy heart. Pinkie Pie began to fade away. Oh, God. Pinkie Pie, wait! Rainbow Dash desperately stretched out her hope to reach for Pinkie Pie. Don't go. Pinkie Pie, look. Pinkie held up a hoof to keep Dash from finishing her sentence. Shh, Rainbow Dash, it's okay. You don't need to say it. Dearest Pony smiled warmly. I want you to be able to live on and push forward, so if you say those words that you are going to stay, you'll stay hooked in the past. And I don't want that. But, Rainbow Dash stuttered. Shh, Pinkie Pie softly interrupted. And don't blame yourself for what happened that day. If anything, you should blame me. It's for being such a weakiness. It was totally my fault. Pinkie Pie, Dash sobbed. She wiped her tears and gazed into Pinkie's eyes. Is there anything I can do for you before you go? Well, you can do one last thing for me, Pinkie responded. You and every pony else. Anything, Dash exclaimed. Right, girls? The other ponies nodded in agreement. Pinkie smiled. Giggle at this ghosty and let me see all of your smiles one last time. Every pony complied with Pinkie's last request and gave her their best smiles. The tears still streamed down their faces, but they smiled regardless, knowing that if they let the sadness overtake their hearts, they'd be letting Pinkie down. Thank you, every pony. Pinkie Pie started to float away back into oblivion. She gave one last wave of her hoof to her irreplaceable friends. Thank you. And now I'm really sad again. Fuck. Alright. Now, the epilogue. Woo! The Bittersweet epilogue. It was truly a beautiful day for a party. They'd spared no expense this time on all beautiful decorations covering the event. They'd held it outside, of course, and a surprising amount of people had come out for it. Rainbow Dash could even see the balloons from there. Pinkie Pie always had the best parties, and this was no exception. Rainbow Dash usually spent Pinkie Pie's party with great enthusiasm, ready to play pranks on whatever unsuspecting pony that happened to walk into them. However, today was different. Instead of gliding excitedly towards the party grounds, Dash proceeded with a slow trot. There was a strange tension in Rainbow Dash's stomach, making Dash feel slightly nervous as she made her way towards the party. Thanks for coming, Dash, Pinkie said, trotting alongside her friend as soon as she saw her. This party's been planned for months now, so if you miss it, every pony will be super duper disappointed. You seem kinda hesitant to me, which is kinda weird since you always love to come to my parties, ready to play a prank on some pony. Like the electric buzzer on the hoof prank, I've always loved that one. It's always so funny. And you're always so funny, Rainbow Dash, even when you're all tingly and nervous like right now. Which is fine, since this is a super duper important event. Except I wouldn't be tingly and nervous because if I was, these super duper fantastic fabulous parties, fabulous parties, wouldn't be able to be thrown all the time. And look, Pinkie said, bouncing in a step, you got all dressed up. Rainbow Dash laughed to herself. She didn't like to get dressed up. It wasn't her kind of thing. But today she'd done it for Pinkie. Yeah, well, it's the least I can do for you. Pinkie just smiled at her in a response, but very suddenly her expression changed to one of worry. Listen, Dash, there's something I need you to do for me. Sure thing, Pinkie, Dash said as they stopped in place, surprised at Pinkie's uncharacteristic mellow response. Mellow response. What do you need? I'll get it done super quick. It's about time for you to completely move on. Pinkie tilted her neck down so that she could look up at Dash, smiling at her sadly. Dash, you've always been my best friend, and I know you've tried your hardest, so no more frowny frown face, okay? Pinkie Pie Dash just laughed again in response, shaking her head from side to side in disbelief. You are so random. Yeah, Pinkie said, smiling. What, wait. Oh, wait, no, this is... Rainbow Dash responded by pulling Pinkie Pie into a tight hug. I don't need to try anymore. If I stay tied down, I'd be disappointing you, right? Pinkie Pie smiled warmly in response, deciding to stay silent in Rainbow Dash's embrace. Unable to think of anything else they could say to each other, they simply stayed locked in that embrace, sharing a moment together. But before too long was interrupted by the sound of footsteps coming up from behind her. Embarrassed to be called in such way, Dash lifted her head back up, a glimmer of a tear in her eyes. So, aren't you going to go get started? On what? Twilight Sparkle's voice asked from somewhere close behind her. On the Rainbow Dash choked on her tears. For a moment, Twilight looked at Rainbow Dash with concern. Where do you think we are? Rainbow Dash wiped her tears as she looked at the purple unicorn. The way her mane was combed neatly, yet not too formal. The way she was dressed up in a party dress, just like Dash was. Slowly, Rainbow Dash turned around to look at the party. All the people who had gathered here today. The beautiful decorations, all centered around the photograph of Pinkie Pie, with 3 balloons tied to the frame. Aww. It was a beautiful day. It was truly a beautiful day for a party. Only one thing was missing. Where's the sarsaparilla? Rainbow Dash asked. Twilight laughed and pointed to Derpy Hopes. You're too late. Derpy drank it all already. Hey, no fair, Rainbow Dash laughed. Every pony laughed along to it with her. It's been 1 year since the funeral, and every pony in Ponyville was throwing a party in remembrance. After all, what other way could a pony honor Pinkie Pie but with a party? Life has gone back to normal, and although every pony kept Pinkie Pie in their memories, no pony allowed sadness to take hold of them because of it. Fluttershy was still taking care of the animals, Applejack still tended the farm with her family, Rarity continued to run her business, and Twilight Sparkle was still doing her research for Celestia. The only pony who still felt a pang of sadness when thinking about Pinkie Pie was Rainbow Dash. Hey, Rainbow Dash, you okay? Twilight asked. Yeah, it's been a year after all, right? Dash grinned. I see her in my dreams sometimes, but it ain't no bad since I'm able to laugh with her there. Twilight's worried expression remained on her face. Stop worrying about me. This Pegasus isn't going to stay down forever. Besides, Rainbow Dash squeezed her face to make a silly-looking expression. It's a party, so you shouldn't be worried, Twilight. Twilight Sparkle couldn't help but laugh at Rainbow Dash's face. Oh gosh, now you're almost as random as Pinkie Pie. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be as random as her, but I can surely try. Rainbow Dash decided to fly upside down with a goofy expression still on her face. Now why in Celestia's name are you fooling around like that? Applejack laughed, only arriving to the party with Rarity and Fluttershy just now. Hey, Applejack, you think I can be as random as Pinkie Pie? Rainbow Dash asked. I think it might make me 20% cooler. More like 20% sillier, Rarity commented. I dare say you must be out of your mind if you can be as random as that pony. Isn't that right, Fluttershy? Come on, Scroll. The other ponies had laughed merrily at the response. Oh, wait, Derp. Oh, Fluttershy cowered at having the spotlight suddenly shine on her. Well, I think that face is nice. The other ponies laughed merrily at her response. That is so you, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash commented jokingly. The blue Pegasus bared her wings. Hey, every pony, you want to see me do something awesome? Don't be so full of yourself, Rainbow Dash, Twilight said. That's like asking DJ Scratch Pony to stop jamming, Ratchet Cute. Applejack asked grinningly. I know, Twilight said, blushing. It's just that... Hey, Rainbow Dash! The blue Pegasus already lifted up into the air, letting the wind flow beneath their wings. Everything was right in Ponyville, and every pony lived happily like usual. Rainbow Dash gazed back at the portrait of Pinkie Pie at the centerfold of the party. She smiled. Nothing would stop this pony from zooming through life. Rainbow Dash made her decision about that a long time ago, keeping her fondest memories of Pinkie Pie in her heart. Oh, Shadow! Celestia called out. Oh, yes! Celestia strikes again! Ha ha ha! Oh, yes! Would you mind fetching me some tea, please? The wolf bowed grudgingly. Yes, milady. Rainbow Shadow sighed and left the room to get more tea when he ran into Gruff. Oh, hey, boss, Gruff said energetically. Haven't seen you in a while. No kidding, Shadow muttered. After being zapped by the elements of harmony, Shadow and Gruff were transported to Celestia's castle, where Celestia put them to work as her and Luna's manservants. It was either that or be punished harshly as treaty breakers. You know, boss, Gruff said, working for these ponies isn't that bad. We get weekends off and paid benefits. It's great. Yeah, great, Shadow huffled. No matter how good these jobs were, there's no way he'd let go of his pride as a wolf. He stepped into the air. Is that some black tea? Oh, goody. Lol. The wolves went out to perform their duties as Celestia's manservants. Celestia giggled at the wolves. It sure was interesting to watch them work, although she did let them off easy for bringing so much trouble to her student and her friends. But she decided to look at the offense over from her protege and learned a valuable lesson because of those wolves. And they were sure amusing. Princess Celestia laughed to herself and pulled out a letter from the drawer where she kept all of Twilight Sparkle's friendship reports. She opened it up and fondly read over its contents. Dear Princess Celestia, I know I haven't sent you a single report in the past week, but today I've learned a valuable lesson in friendship. I'm sure you know about the death of our dear friend Pinkie Pie, as you sent your condolences earlier. I apologize for not sending a reply. I was unable to think of a proper response. I learned that it's inevitable for every pony to experience tragedy at some point in their lives, and that it is sometimes extremely hard to get over the sadness resulting from it. However, a pony does not have to cope alone. Every pony has friends to support them, though, their darkest times, even if they don't acknowledge it. There is always a friend to lend a shoulder to cry on, or an ear to listen with. You just have to be willing to accept their kindness. Coping with Pinkie Pie's death has been hard for all of us, but with each other's help and support, we'll all be able to live on despite her absence. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Oh my god, that's awesome. And the alternate ending. I'm getting ready for manly tears. Bittersweet, alternate ending. Written by Anon. Transcribed and edited by Nuka Muffin. And we got somebody else watching. Anonymous user 5280. User, if you're watching, what's up, bro? I'm pretty sure he's not. Oh boy. It was the biggest party Pinkie Pie had ever put together. She'd been baking since before noon to get enough goodies ready, and every pony in Ponyville had turned up to celebrate the news of Rainbow Dash's acceptance to the Wonderbolts. Squeak! After all, the most amazing tryout any of them had ever seen. The Wonderbolts themselves had even stopped by and were now busy signing autographs and taking pictures with every pony in sight. They couldn't have been more perfect, but Pinkie heard a strange sound coming from one corner of the room. Some pony was crying. Come on, scroll on. Pinkie ran over to discover none other than the pony of the hour herself, Rainbow Dash, backed up against the wall, sobbing. She didn't even seem to notice how many people had turned up for her party. Oh, Dash, what's wrong? Are you so amazingly super duper happy you can't help crying? I made you some special cupcakes with rainbow sprinkles, so dry those eyes and let's have some fun. But Dash didn't seem to hear her. You okay, Dash? Are you crying for real? Are there not enough balloons? Pinkie Pie. The blue Pegasus could barely get the words out. I'm right here, Dash, Pinkie responded. What's wrong? Pinkie, please. Hmm? Pinkie, please. Please get up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pinkie Pie tilted her head, confused. Huh? I'm not the one sitting at the floor at a party. Are you feeling okay? Please, Pinkie, Rainbow Dash pleaded. Please wake up. You're my bestest friend and She broke into tears again. Pinkie put a hoof around her friend's neck. I'm right here, Rainbow Dash. We're at your party. Don't you remember? I'll give up playing for the rest of my life if she just gets better. Pinkie couldn't figure out who Dash was talking about, but suddenly she started to feel dizzy. The room was spinning, and the room started to blur. Pet cupcakes, maybe? Everything went black. Then Pinkie realized she must have fallen down. She opened her eyes. Pinkie wasn't at the sweet shop anymore, and this new room was empty. It was dark outside, and she wasn't lying in somebody else's bed. What had happened at the party? Pinkie turned her head and saw Rainbow Dash sitting on a stool, smiling at her friend with tears in her eyes. Very sad, weak Pinkie. Pinkie voice. Take one. Hey, Dash, what happened at the party? Pinkie asked weakly. I think I fell asleep. Pinkie, Dash tried to find her voice. I think you were dreaming, Pinkie. We've been here at the hospital for 2 days ever since your... She choked. She didn't want to think about how horrific it had been to find Pinkie in her condition, to see her pass out and start convulsing like that. The trip to the hospital carrying Pinkie on her back was quicker than Dash could usually fly by herself, and she'd nearly thrown up after the nurse ponies had forced her out of the room when Pinkie stopped breathing. No! It wasn't until an hour later when they let her back inside, and Pinkie was out cold. They didn't know how long it would take her to come around. They sat and stared at one another in silence. Pinkie did her best to think about what had happened. Her fateful doctor visit, the awful needle, the first fit of depression the cheerful Pinkie Pie had ever felt, and how she tried to kill herself with sweets. No, 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 no. Fuck. God damn it, I don't like no. Oh. You know, I don't like I don't like suicide. Cause somebody at the Dutch Brony forums, he actually posted something like, I can't handle this anymore, and he said he might gonna kill himself because he couldn't handle it anymore. And I just felt like really bad about it. I was like, how can he feel so bad? We got everybody around him. And that's another story. And Rainbow Dash catching her in the act. Now the pink pony was choking back her own tears. Dash, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I acted so selfish. I'm sorry I made you feel sad. I'm supposed to be the one who makes every pony smile and laugh. Dash chuckled. I'm just happy you're still here. I was so scared, and after I got you here, I couldn't do anything to help. I felt so useless. You stayed with me, Rainbow Dash. I think that helps a lot. Pinkie looked away. I'm sorry for what I did. I don't want to make any pony sad, especially my best friend. And if I can't eat sweets anymore, then that's okay. I can still make people laugh. I can still make my friends smile. Pinkie, I was thinking about what you said that night, Rainbow Dash said. About it being like me not being able to fly anymore. And you were right. She paused. But I made a promise. I said if you'd just get better, I'd never fly again. I'd rather give up flying than give you up. Pinkie turned back towards her friend. I think I could hear you when I was dreaming. But Dash, I don't want you to do that. You're not happy stuck on the ground. And if you can't be happy, I couldn't be happy either. Dash couldn't keep it together after that. She jumped up on her forelegs around and threw her forelegs around Pinky, hugging her friend tightly. Neither spoke until Rainbow Dash finally released her friend and stood up. So what were you dreaming about, Pinky? The Blue Pegasus asked. Something good. Oh, yeah, something good. I'll tell you, but it's super top secret, so you can't let any pony house know. Dash leaned in closely to hear what her friend had to say, and Pinky tipped her head forward to plant a tiny kiss on Rainbow Dash's nose. They both blushed. Pinkie Pie, you are so random. Okay, yeah, that was a good story, I have to admit. That was, it got me on the verge of tears a couple times. Too bad I didn't cry. Sad face. But yeah, I love this story. Next up on my list is My Little Dashie. And after that is the fanfic I probably hate the most, which is a fanfic called Dragon's Tragedy. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you anything. If you want to read it, look it up, or you can wait for me to read it. Just you can wait for it. You can read it if you have read it. That's great. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. As I said, next video will probably be My Little Dashie. After that, probably Dragon's Tragedy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye.